Hands. Hi guys.
What's up? How you doing, buddy?
Oh yeah, this is. We already botched this opening.
We
I don't
did.
even know who's hosting tonight.
Well, because when I turned on when I started, I was like, oh man, who's gonna start? And I'm glad you said something.
Yeah.
start.
Well, it's all good. That's what we do here.
Well, hey, welcome. It's Wednesday. It's a TPC Top 10. We are the Toy Daddies. I'm Toy Father. With me, as always, we got Yimbo reviews everything.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing, man? How you doing, man?
I am
No chewing. We got no chewing.
We're doing fantastic.
Yep. I'm doing great.
You're doing great. Great. That's awesome. This is like
doing-
this is a choppy opening, guys.
It's okay. We're just getting back into the end of January, you know.
I do have
Well,
to say,
well-
this is really exciting. Like, I cannot believe tomorrow's February. We got a leap year coming up that happens, what, every 3 years or every 5 years?
4? That was 4.
I knew it was somewhere in between.
You were wrong twice.
I was wrong twice, but it was right in the middle.
Well,
I got
Chris.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you, Yimbo. What were you going to say?
Well, I was gonna joke that like if we're a little off our game, to start things off, I know for myself, like the last week of my life, I've been underwater at work. It was like deadlines, the end of the marking period, getting essays graded. So I finally posted everything before I left today. So I finally felt this great weight lifted off. But again, it's so I've been feeling this stress over the past week. You, my friends, took Laserman to Cuba. That was awesome. So
It
you
got
were
stuck at TSA. They wouldn't allow Laserman back into the country. It was just too good, right?
It was, yeah. They thought
I heard they took him.
they thought it was.
Declare.
They thought I was declaring something over 10,000. That's what they thought.
They have a strong knockoff policy of entering into the country with knockoff toys.
Well, just like you, Yimbo, like the past month has been super stressful. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, and I had this trip planned for about a year and a half with some friends from high school. Every year we go on a trip together, and this year my friend chose Cuba, and I was like, all right. I never thought I'd go to Cuba. That seemed like a bucket list kind of thing.
Yeah.
But something happened, at home, and I almost canceled the trip. And my wife, being the wonderful person she is, she said, "You need to go on this. It's okay. It's only like a long weekend. We got this." I was like, "Okay." And I'm so glad I did. Cuba is it's incredible. It is definitely one of the most interesting places I've ever been. The people are so amazing. And I just had a wonderful time with my friends and just meeting, exploring the culture, meeting new people, really immersing myself in some areas as well. And talking to people I wish, Chewy, I wish I had your Spanish with me. I said, "Como se dice" a lot. I said, "Hola" a lot. I said "me gusta" and insert word there. So
nice. You got it.
Me gusta Laserman.
Me gusta Laserman. And so then, yes, I brought Laserman with me, and I took some fun pictures with Laserman across beautiful vistas on horseback in Havana, having a lot of mojitos. It was a lot of fun.
Just imagine Boy Father riding bareback with Laserman in his hand, being like, "Yeah."
One story though, we were in this farm area in what is called Viñales, and we brought donations there. That's what you're supposed to do when you go to Cuba, bring donations. So we brought donations there, and there was a little boy, and he was wearing a Spider-Man shirt, and he was just running around. And I'm like, I went into my backpack. I brought 3 figures with me: Laserman, Mooterin. Okay, I brought 5 figures with me: Laserman, Mooterin, Deadpool, Lion-O, and then also Final Swing Spider-Man. So I took out Final Swing Spider-Man and I gave it to him, like, "This is yours." And he knew exactly. He was like swapping hands and putting on the heads, and he was having a great time, and that was like destiny right there. So I hope he's out there right now enjoying it right now, or in bed because it's kind of late. So
well, this is going to be a perfect segue because I would love to ask our guests if they've ever been to Cuba. I know my dad has. He loved it.
Did he?
Yeah, yeah. He went a handful of years ago. But
Cool.
so yeah, we'll have to ask our special guest tonight. So keeping up our wonderful toy conversations with awesome toy people, we have on tonight Blainer Things. Welcome, Blaine. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Thanks for again spending your night with us. Have you been to Cuba?
I have not been to Cuba.
Okay, yeah,
No.
me neither.
All right, end conversation.
Done.
I love Cubanos, and that's where my experience ends.
Oh, I could not find a Cubano in Cuba
Mm.
because it's not a Cuban meal.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity right there, Chris.
I did have one in the airport though. It was delicious.
Well, Blaine, man, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I was telling some people how it was really cool. Like I met you with Machu Toy at like one of our I think the Woodbridge Toy Show once. I was like, oh my god, it's Blaine. Oh, hi, buddy. And then again at like rubbing into you at Legion's Con and getting to set all this up. So again, thank you for your time, and I'm just excited to pick your brain about all like the work that you do for NECA, and then like whatever you're willing to share with us.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and Blaine, I really have to it was a pleasure meeting at Legion's Con, and I could tell that, with us like older 40-year-old, sorry, no Chewy, late 30s, toy daddies just like approaching you, asking for like, a picture or an autograph of my figure. You were very graceful. You looked also very shocked and overwhelmed, and I really appreciate you taking the time to at least say hello.
I mean, has anyone ever asked you to sign their action figure?
Not the actual figure.
Okay.
I've had people ask to like sign like a package, but never the actual figure, and never a figure that I like wasn't even a part of, like I didn't work on.
Yeah, fair point.
The story behind it, so it was very sweet, and it was a neat thing, and of course, obviously, I felt very humbled, and I think I felt overwhelmed because it happens, but the fact that I was hanging out with I was about to say my friend Ryan Ting, who works at Hasbro. I think it was just that, like, it was just a lot of people coming to see him because he's more popular than me. So,
well,
cut it out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was just an overwhelm. Like seeing Ryan and then Blainer Things, and I'm like, what?
Well,
what do I say hi to?
We run like a limited schedule, so we only had like an hour there, and that was the only thing was like, for a good 45 minutes, I don't think we made it past the front aisle. And it wasn't like a bad thing. We just wanted to see everything and say hi to everyone and talk to everyone. And we're like, how do we get it all in like an hour? So, but it was a fun day. It was my first Legion's Con.
Did you talk about it before you entered? Where you're like, all right, Ryan, we're probably going to get mobbed. What are we going to do? Because I mean, that's what the three of us talk about before we
just say that to Ryan's wife to be like, you should be prepared. These cons go a little wild for us.
Yeah, like Janie knows. She's been to cons numerous times, so she gets it. And then we were with one of my other friends, who is not in the toy world, is in the entertainment world, so never really sees. Like, I think this might have been his first toy show. So he was the only one that I was kind of like, oh, like, when we make the joke, like, oh, there's Blainer Things, like with my friends and stuff. I'm like, this is where it actually happens. And then he's like, wow, you weren't kidding. But then it's not like it's a small pond, right? We're all the same community. So it's like going to a high school reunion. That's what I always say. Going to cons and toy shows are going to like a high school reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then your friend is actually Snoop Dogg, and then everyone just forgets who Blainer Things is. Is that what happened?
Am I Snoop Dogg?
No, you were your friend in entertainment was actually Snoop Dogg, and so you were eclipsed over Snoop
Right,
Dogg.
exactly. I would hang out with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart together.
Oh, for sure.
For
Seems
sure.
like such a fun combo.
Oh,
Just sampling their 19 crime wine.
they're like legitimate friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's heartwarming and wonderful.
Right?
It is.
So, Chris, would you like to first say hi to the chat? Because we might have you might have some friends in here. We don't know, like we'll have to see if in our little community. So it starts out with Chava Fernando.
And just
hi.
to say that the
Mhm.
chat is like the best thing on the TPC, and we love you guys. So please, you're much funnier than we are. Add in those jokes, ask those questions. We'll star them for Blaine, and then we'll get them in. Okay. Chava Fernando. Oh, he didn't stick around, but hey, I'm glad you visited.
Ooh, Josh Brown. So, Chris, can you do me a quick favor?
Yep.
Blaine, this is a little transition too, like a little additional question, because our buddy Josh is doing some head sculpts, and again, like I don't know. So you're in the designing aspect, right? In terms of like the creation of the NECA figures, like you're like the art style, you get to draw and kind of come up with the look. Is that what I'm getting? Is that in your position?
Yeah, that falls
Okay.
within my position. So I am a brand manager, and
Okay.
I primarily work in product development. So one of my jobs, I also do the concept art for a lot of our figures. So
That's
I
what, okay.
will, like you said, I'll draw up the initial concept to pitch to a licensor, and then throughout that, my coworker Stefan will assign, the sculptor, the painters, things like that, and I will just oversee whatever I had designed. Make sure, obviously, the sculpt looks like Elvira is a perfect example. Ghostface is a perfect example. I kind of oversee everything, making sure that the sculpt is accurate, the paint is accurate, or I paint it myself. And then it's a very small studio, and we kind of all have different hats.
Is it any license, or is it a specific license?
So it really depends on. This is actually one of the great things about having a smaller, tight-knit team is it really depends on who is the bigger fan and wants the project and knows more about the project. Randy's really good about saying, like, that's literally how I got my job in the design studio was Elvira, like knowing how much I loved Elvira and those little nuances. So I quickly became, the Elvira guy. And yeah, so it depends. It depends on the license. Some of the licenses I will get, like I said, my coworker Stefan, who also works in product development. Sometimes I'll get something to conceptualize that we're going to pitch, and he already knows exactly how he wants that figure to look. So it's not really up to me to decide how the figure is going to look. It's just up to me to draw it out and make it look the way we as a company want it to look. And Stefan will give me like bullet points. It's going to come with these accessories, or I get screenshots from a movie. I want this expression, that look. So
that's so cool.
Long answer for a short question. I'm sorry.
No. I love
that
it.
was all good.
I told you I'm fascinated by hearing the people, from the people like you that get to work in things that we love. You get to help again. You bring these things to life, and it's so cool. The reason that question came to mind is Josh is, if you want to throw that up, I want to like just promote real quick for him. He's doing a giveaway of like custom head sculpts that he has been printing by Figure Fix. And Blaine, like, even though you're working for a bigger company, like it's got to be pretty cool to see all of the different customizers and like just the things that the community is able to do even on their own when we're asked, like, I don't know, it's got to be cool, right, to see from that side of things on your end.
Absolutely. I follow a lot of customizers, and I'm just constantly amazed. I love what I do, and I love that I get to sit literally next to people who create things that I also love to collect. So I love following customizers and seeing just people create their own thing. And it's neat in this day and age with technology and social media and stuff to see just everyday people or people who never thought that it could be in the industry, having that chance because of stuff like, I don't think had we had social media, he'd have,
Right.
a custom action figure business.
Exactly. Yeah. And I wouldn't be sitting here on a Wednesday talking about toys on the internet if it wasn't for this, like for our community and all this stuff. But yeah, so I just wanted to shout out Josh. Go check out this post on Josh Brown Toys if anybody's interested. Josh sent me some samples that I'm going to go over on my stream on Sunday. They are so awesome. So Josh, you're the man, dude. Just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, we'll keep going. So Brickflix is in the house. Hello. Our buddy Savage Cargo. And here's Jay, TMNT 1987 from Behind the Plastic. What's up, buddy? Cal the Collector, hey Carlos. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm going to try it.
Go ahead, Jimbo.
Usit Nukaru. Usit Nukaru, right?
Yep.
There you go.
You got it.
Oh my God, TMNT. Hold on, you skipped it. First of all, I'll get to Sir Trevor in a second, but TMNT is teasing me for the way I say water. It's water. I'm drinking my water.
Water.
From
Philadelphia.
Whatever.
And,
that water.
And Jay, ease up. It's not all of the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very much
Water.
Jersey, New York area.
It's better than water.
That water, it makes
Water.
our pizza and bagels delicious.
That's true.
All right, Sir Trevor's in the house. What is up, Trev's 1-6 shooter? Clintastic. Hey. Wait, Zach. Oh, sequential plastic from behind the plastic. I loved you're skipping over some of these. Josh Brown. I bought 5 figures with me. 5 laser men. I love it. Trevor, Lazing Trails, Chris. Messy Photography's in the house. What's going on? Harry O. Yeah, get him hooked early, right? Like that's gotta be like I love Blaine. My daughter was helping me film an unboxing of a Nendoroid Mario, and she literally just took over my little video. So she's 4. It's just I really like making videos, and here's Kirby with his accessories. Like, oh my God, what am I? I'm creating a monster. My man Cody's in the house. Did I said hi to Harry, right? Yep.
We
Cody,
knew we wouldn't get this
toys?
question too, so
there you go. I told you the
There it
Turtle
is.
Boys, Blaine. The
There
Turtle
it
Boys
is.
are coming.
I
Let's
get
just-
it all day.
let's just get that one out of the way.
I think it's safe to say if we were ever given the opportunity, we would, of course, make as many characters as we could. As a toy collector, I'd love to have April, but I wouldn't be able. If we did have her, I wouldn't be able to say that we had her. But
She was on another show, and I was watching. I think it was called The 100, and I was like, I was watching. I was like, who is this person? And I could not. And then I had to look her up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the 2nd April.
the
official title.
Yeah,
the official title, right? She doesn't have a name or anything.
you just put 2nd April on the box.
I'm gonna botch this again. Gang wife free.
Yep. Moving. Yep.
Sorry, buddy.
No, he's
Pablo
a great.
Lopez.
Yeah, I think
Pablo Lopez in the house. I love
Great.
gang. I just can't. That name throws me off every time.
Pablo.
Oh my God! Here's another one for you, and again from TMNT 1987. Plain over.
There it is.
Real figures for all the time.
Oh my God!
Blink if you know.
My gosh, that's so funny.
Oh man.
Trying to get.
Oh, and then here's Josh just giving us a little thing. So I wanted to clarify. Yes, so it's in combination. So he's printing figure fix. So that is Jason Demon Studios. There we go.
Yeah, Figure Fix is the guy that made the extra head peg, neck peg for Sentinel Miles Morales. For people wondering.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Bonehead? No spoilers, thank you. Captain McKay Random.
Okay, what's up, dude?
Oh, there he is.
First Strikes. We're going to talk about him today.
Josh.
Oh, Danny.
And
The biggest
Danny.
NECA fan out of all of us.
Yeah, seriously,
NECA
Toy Addict
fan.
17. Huge
Loyalist.
NECA.
Oh, the display.
Yeah.
He's also the one that had you sign his Legion's Con badge.
His
Probably
badge.
also a first.
He was like,
That
Tap, tap,
was
tap.
a first.
Let's see who else. I think.
Oh, it's Messi's. It's Messi's birthday. Messi
Hey,
Vitalis,
happy
awesome.
birthday.
Hey,
Oh,
happy
thank
birthday, buddy.
Brother, that's so awesome. We'll have
Messi,
to.
I have
we'll
a
have to-
question for you. What is your favorite cake, and what do you do for your birthday dinner? Let's hear it.
Ooh, good question. Good question. Actually, Blaine, what about you? I want to go. I want to hear everybody's now.
Your favorite cake?
I got mine.
Yeah.
I have to go first. Well, my favorite cake is cake.
Vanilla, chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
devil's cake.
Yes,
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay. I'm gonna pull a super nerd and say that my favorite cake is the Duncan Hines Dolly Parton collaboration cakes.
What?
Ooh.
Because I'm obsessed
All
with
right.
Dolly Parton, by the way. Fun
Yeah.
fact. Obsessed. And I have a shelf of all of her Duncan Hines like boxes of fake mixes. That's
awesome.
another story.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's
Wow.
a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, I'm googling this.
Yes, you have to. It's so good. I love that she like throws herself out to like any sort of branding, which is so on brand for her. But anyway, so yeah, I like cake. What was the other question? Cake.
Birthday
Yes.
dinner.
Ooh,
Birthday dinner. Honestly, this sounds really bad, but I'm usually working on my birthday, so I don't really.
You don't get to
Yeah.
treat yourself. Treat yourself.
I will say, you know
yourself.
what? The last two birthdays, I went to see a Broadway show, and I have a little tradition that anytime I'm in Hell's Kitchen, I go to Yum Yum 2. So it's a little Thai place. So I
Oh,
can
it's-
say for the last 2 years, I have had Yum Yum 2.
Nice.
What the food that you get? Like anything in particular? A dish?
Last year I got drunken noodles, and the year before that I got green curry. And I usually, I mean, I
Two great
go
choices.
often to this place, but I usually bounce between the curries and the noodles.
Oh, that's
Nice.
so good.
Yeah.
I grew up with Thai food, but my son's allergic to peanuts, so I've been mentally forbidden from going to a Thai restaurant just in
Oh.
case.
No chewing. Next time we choose a dinner night, let's do Thai.
I don't think they do nachos, man. But let's go.
True. That's true.
Two
So
now we know what
no
your
Thai.
dinner is.
Yeah.
Thai then.
Thai nachos is just drunken noodles.
By the way, Chris, if you want to share the little tab I have locked and loaded, because
Oh,
with that mention of Dolly, this is one of Blaine's drawings right here, one of his posts. Because
Her
we have a lot of
birthday.
people said Dolly Parton is a national treasure. Trevor, oh man, a Dolly Parton pic. That would be cool. Again, I know because of like all the things like where I
this
want to
would
get
be
asked,
cool.
but it
This
would be
would
really awesome for you to get that opportunity.
Of course.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no secret. I'm obsessed with big boob drag queens. Myra, Dolly Parton. It's no
Yeah.
secret. I
No.
love.
You'll nail it. The Elvira, the only one that I saw, because I don't have one yet, but I've just admired the photos that I've seen of her, because the only one I want the classic look, and the only one I've seen like where I had it in hand and I still almost walked out with it was the gorgeous 4th of July one. And I was just, I was listening to my wife being like, you don't, maybe not buy another toy right now. So I put her back, but she looked great. They all look great. They all look so good.
Thank you. Obviously, it takes a team, so I'm really
Mhm.
happy with the people that I get to work with, and like I said earlier, it's just a blessing when it's a close, tight knit team, and it's very nice to have like your eye appreciated and people really want to work with you and collaborate with you, including her. Like that's the coolest part, is actually getting to like work with some of these people.
Yeah.
So you met her?
Oh yeah. And
Oh
and
my
like we
God.
have meetings and stuff, obviously, to go over brands. Like she's very hands on, and we go over concepts. When I say I'm a huge fan, it's like that's how I got my job. Like that's how I got my job. and I have
She is
I did-
still gorgeous. Like,
gorgeous.
my goodness, like she
And
has
better in
not
person.
aged.
I know I'm biased, but yeah,
She has
no,
not aged though.
gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous. But yeah, it's just I kind of emulated like her and like Pee Wee Herman, like that kind of comedy. You can tell that they were friends, and you can tell, you know, like the Groundlings kind of comedy style. And I kind of grew up with that, and I have that same kind of comedy, and I love like dad jokes and puns and plays on words, like the 4th of July Elvira you were talking about. You know, we called it Red Frightened Boo. It's like such an Elvira thing, and you know, like so it's very fun. It's very fun to like pitch these ideas and be like, that's something I would say.
That's great.
So yeah.
I didn't realize she was in Groundlings.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's how she not got her start, but when she moved to Hollywood and said, I'm not moving again for a role, like I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah.
She joined Groundlings.
Wow.
And started with Paul Rubens, and I'm gonna botch a ton of names because it's way too late and I'm way too fried, but they're my top two.
Wow, I didn't realize they were. First of all, I didn't know Paul Rubens was also in the Groundlings, but together, that's crazy.
Groundlings is actually where Paul Rubens came up with the character of Pee Wee. That was a skit that he would do.
Really?
Yeah. I know. Where do I keep all this? I don't know, but
no, this is what we're talking about. Fandom. We're talking about fandom of like No Chewing likes more stuff in Disney than I do. Like we all have different like niches, and you are the first one to really like have a deep knowledge of Dolly Parton and Elvira. But we definitely appreciate it, and that's why we want to hear all about it.
So what's the? Oh, sorry. So Blade, I was curious. Like, what was the last? Unless you already had posts, because I queued up a couple of other of your posts, because like again, some great work that you're doing. What was the last design that you worked on that you can talk about? Either something that just really came out, or something like what was one of the last ones that you?
One of the. I did actually just a few days ago, for the first time at retail, saw the Vincent Price Toonie Terrors. And I was really proud of that one. So I designed and painted that, and Adrienne Smith sculpted it, as she does with most of our fantastic Toonie Terrors. So that was really cool to see. So I think that wave just hit, and it's got the Fiend. It was designed by my coworker Jeff Trapp and painted by him, and then it also has Megan, the horror movie. She's like the doll.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
Oh, Megan.
Yeah. So we did a Toonie Terrors of her that I designed. So those were the last two, or I should say the most recent that just hit shelves. And then we just teased and hinted our next Ghostface figure, which I got to design and direct.
Yeah. Oh man, cool. Maybe that'll be a nice segue. I gotta, you know what? I'm going back to that post instead. I told you, man, I'm still sad that I was at New York Comic Con and I still missed this figure. I'm so mad at myself.
Oh,
I was in the NECA booth.
Manhattan.
Oh, I was in it, everything, man. Oh, this was so cool. So, this was a specific exclusive, right for Comic Con?
Yep.
So, like, you already had, it was based, because I have the ultimate Ghostface. Actually, thanks to Toy Father for like long ago, I want to give away. So I have my Ghostface. Now, since you already had that, was this like, how does an exclusive come to life? Like, how does something like this, you have, I guess, the base ready, kind of, and then it's more of, I don't know. I'm just curious. So I'll let you speak on it.
So we have the ultimate. The version 1, and we were working on a second version, Ultimate. Fun World, who licenses and manufactures Ghostface masks, they came to us and said, with the success of the first figure, we'd love to do another one. Randy came to me, you're Mr. Ghostface, blah blah blah. So I was designing the second version of an Ultimate, and then I have to like do my little Ghostface disclaimer. We have the license for Fun World, so we have the license for like the Halloween masks of Ghostface. That's why there are no removable masks.
Okay.
You don't have likeness from people from movies or video games where Ghostface appeared. So Scream's my favorite horror franchise. That's no secret. And I would love if we did have the license. We don't. So it's just an honor to get to work on Ghostface, who was featured in that movie. And while we were working on the second one, Scream 6 had come out, and it was the first in the series to take place in New York, and it was the first in the series to take place around Halloween time. And so that movie came out, it was popular, and Fun World released images of the aged mask that was featured in Scream 6, announcing that they were going to make official Fun World aged mask. And my little light bulb came on, and I was like, does that mean it's in the catalog? So I reached out to the licensor, and sure enough, that meant it was in the Fun World catalog. We could produce it. And I went to Randy and I was like, can we put a pause on version 2? I have this idea, to kind of play off of the fandom of Scream 6 with the aged mask. It's in New York. And New York Comic-Con takes place in October around Halloween time. Like people will be cosplayed as Ghostface. People love Ghostface. They love, Dead by Daylight Ghostface is in, the Scream franchise Ghostface is in. It's still a best-selling Halloween costume. So he kind of saw the glimmer in my eye, and we were meeting deadline. And to make a long story short, he was like, if you can get this conceptualized and approved in like 3 days, we can hit the mark. And when I tell you, it's the only thing like I worked on. I came home, I worked on it. I was texting sculptors who I knew were also Ghostface fans. Marty Henley, shout out. Can we do this? Is this possible? I had these ideas for the exclusive accessories. Like, how could we make it fun and specific to New York without it being a Scream 6 action figure, right?
Sure.
So that's kind of how we came up with Ghostface Takes Manhattan. And Ghostface Takes Manhattan was another wonderful play. I love my play on words and my puns, and a nod to another famous horror movie that took place in New York City. So this was just really, really, really fun to work on, and the reception was so phenomenal. I put so many Easter eggs into the action figure, into the packaging. So it not only speaks to Ghostface and speaks to me as a fan, but in the playbill, which is a play on words, the playbill is Little Toy Shop of Horrors, and that's a nod to my favorite Broadway play, Little Shop of Horrors.
Nice.
Inside it, I included everyone that worked on it as like the cast. I did the 2 masks that I had growing up. The 2 Ghostface masks, like for Halloween that I've had, were the green glow in the dark with the knife. So it was really important that for the first time ever, we included the green knife with the black handle. That was a set. And then in our ultimate that you have, we had like a blood splattered mask. And I wanted to do the blood drip mask, which was the other mask I had, and it had the little pump. You're right.
Yep.
So I wanted it to more look like it was actually dripping, and that was just really cool seeing the fans that understood that nod.
Oh my god.
To again, long answer to finally answer your question. What makes it an exclusive is not only the accessories, but the under armature, the base of the action figure is from our first Ultimate, but the robe is completely new, so it has a new fit. Which you can really see when you line them up next to each other. It just lays a little more flowy, a little more human-like. We put a double wire in the hood, so you not only have the wire around, so you can really make it as Ghostface, which is featured in any iteration, whether it was, sometimes their hood is a little more rounded, sometimes it's drooped. I specifically, as a Ghostface fan, added those little nuances. So you've got a double wire. You also have the wire vertically in the back, so you can like pose the hood.
Like that back down here.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
All right.
The face, all the masks are brand new sculpts, and they're now face plates, which I give credit to Stefan Folkens for getting that idea. So they're all face plates, interchangeable face plates. The knives completely new, all new sculpted. The voice changer, all new sculpted. So everything except the under armature, like the body itself, the torso, everything is brand new from the first version. And we have a second version coming out very soon, maybe this spring, and that has even more new parts on it.
Wow!
All right,
even more.
Yeah.
Jeez,
even more new parts. So it's not. I thought it was so funny as I read the comments, because I have social media people. I'm reading the comments that are like, "Oh, another Ghostface figure. They're just gonna milk the same mold." Like, milk the same mold. We've only had wide release Ghostface figure. So this is the Comic-Con exclusive was technically the second. This is only the second wide release, and it has almost everything new. So
wow.
Yes.
No, that's cool.
And the things that we repurposed, like, the regular mold of the mask we can repurpose, but even things like that, there are some surprise changes too.
Okay.
This is Blaine. I was kicking myself for having missed it, and now I'm like, why don't I have this toy? I was there. I screwed up. I didn't realize the face plates. I love that change.
Yeah, it's really fun.
And I've also been like really into. I don't know if this is, maybe this is just off the something you may or may not be able to talk about, but like, it seems as though maybe more soft goods are being utilized. I'm like, it's not like you ever shied as a company away from them, but like, I do feel like maybe, am I right in that? Is that a direction potentially, like just in the soft good area?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. And I can answer that. We've always done them for the retro, the 8-inch clothed figures.
Oh yeah.
And, they were designed to look like retro action figures, like the kind of action figures, Mego style things, the old G.I. Joe, things that had soft goods back, back in the day. And they were designed to look like they were retro, but as we evolved and progressed, they started, when you look at the Elvira figure, you don't think, oh, that's like the retro cloth line. Like that dress fits, it's beautiful. So our tailoring has just gotten so good that we started utilizing it into the 7-inch scale, and it's worked really well. We have the Ultimate Fiend just came out. We have the Ultimate Nun, and there will be more. Even like in our D&D figures, we did soft good capes with wire. So yeah, when we can and it makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just thinking again as a turtle guy, like Usagi Yojimbo, like that was I was blown away. I was like, oh, wired hooded, this is so amazing. I love this. But it was like a nice surprise. I didn't realize that like again, like that was one of those first where I started noticing it more, not just like on my Master Splinter, like movie figure. It was like all of a sudden it's like, oh, look at all these other guys now, and they look so good. That's why I'm hoping again, like. That's the direction. I'm a soft good guy. Like I love it.
I like a healthy mix. Sometimes when you put soft goods, like form-fitting soft goods over an entire buck that was not specifically designed to be smaller or to have soft goods on, at that scale, the fabric is thicker compared to our size. So sometimes it looks a little too bulky and it takes away from the aesthetic for me. But when it makes sense and it hits right, even like you were just saying, TMNT, like the Samurai Turtles from TMNT 3, say what you will about the movie, but those designs and those figures are just gorgeous. And we added those, the soft goods to that instead of sculpting, so you still get a great range of motion. And yeah,
that's great. Well, we have a ton of questions that we're backlogged on.
Sorry,
so...
go.
No.
I don't blame you.
We didn't finish saying hi to the people in the chat. We jumped about like a minute into it. No. We jumped into birthday cake, into Ghostface.
I'm ice cream, by the way. I love it. A good ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake? Oh, like what kind? Like, is it all like Carvel or
Carvel? Give me a Carvel. Yeah.
I don't like having to wait to cut That's my biggest issue of ice cream cake. You can't cut the cake immediately.
No, see, like I have my
Why
like
do you
steak
cut?
and mashed potatoes birthday dinner while I eat,
Okay.
and that sits on the counter and gets nice and like warm and even a little melty or something oozes out into the countertop that's all ready for
I
you.
don't plan it out.
There's a
What? That's down to a
fire.
science. But
There's
eat
a
like
place
half of it.
near us that actually bakes like a real cake, puts ice cream in between, like the real cake, and then you cut
Ice
it.
cream
and
sandwich cake.
Yes, it's delicious. It's like really good. I don't get that for my birthday, but
Does everybody want cake right now?
Yes,
while
kind of.
while we're finishing this conversation,
tonight, cake.
a strawberry. I think mine's like a strawberry. I don't want to say shortcake, but it's from Whole Foods. It's excellent. Birthday dinner. My wife and I love to go to this restaurant in Boston called Mooncusser. It's delicious. It's fantastic. It's a treat. It's once a year, and they do great wine pairings. That's all I got to say.
Oh, nice. Mine would be
Chewy?
strawberry shortcake.
Okay. So
there's a place in Chinatown that I think it's actually closed now, but I grew up with like this cake always being like a part of my childhood, and I loved it. And now
is it like a sponge cake?
Yeah, it's that material.
We get that all the oh my gosh. I got a place for you.
Okay.
I'll get one. I'm gonna get one for you.
Yeah, gentrification destroyed this bakery in Chinatown. So
yeah, well, there's still some places. Too much new toys. I would say toy news. Did you design the
Svengoolie? I did not. That was my coworker Jeff Trapp, who actually was the original designer of the look for Toonie Terrors, and obviously still works on them. And we kind of split the waves up now. But he's fantastic. He's a wonderful artist. His IG is Jeff Trapp Did It, and yeah, he designed Svengoolie, and my dad is obsessed with it. So I had to go back. I gave it to him for the holidays, and I had to go back into work. And like, Jeff, my dad said to tell you that he really loves Svengoolie.
I love that. That's great. And just so you like, Chris, just I put up the concept art and design for our friends in the chat that might not be aware of the Toonie line. All right, so like this is the style of them. I've been so tempted, Blaine, by a lot of these. Again, like many of the Target runs in the last 4 years, where it's like, well, I don't see any, like I'm like, ooh, like just to walk out with a toy. They always look amazing, and yeah, they look so cool. They
do look
and they're
really
lower
cool.
price point, right?
Yeah,
so, and we try to make them, for characters that, if you're a fan, let's say, of Ghostface, you can just get the Ghostface and be happy with it. Or if you're just a fan of the style, then there's a nice, fun, full collection to collect.
Yeah. No, I know it's neat. I have to pick lanes. That's one of our common messages here. We have to pick and stay in certain lanes.
That's this year's theme. Pick your lane.
Yeah.
TMT 1987. Any chance NECA makes the 03 TMT boys?
Gosh, which one are the 03?
Yeah, the 2003
that would
Turtles.
The series prior to the CGI one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, probably not. Never say never. It's TMNT, but
yeah,
I'm trying to think if I always go by how many other companies have already done them. But yeah, we have so much TMNT coming that I don't think that series is on our radar.
Is that at the Holothon? No, I'm just joking.
What's Holothon?
Over under 5.
Blinking.
Yeah.
If you can all pick a character / person to make a figure, what would it be? Also, what soft goods or not with?
Ooh, well, I mean, Blaine gets to do that. Well, you're only restricted by, I mean, like the business side of things, right? Because it sounds like you have a really great like working space, over at NECA. It sounds like you have great people that you can again bounce these ideas off of. That's so awesome, like that creative freedom. Is there someone that maybe that won't get you in trouble with licensing, but just in general, like somebody that you've always dreamed of getting to design, or something you've sketched out, perhaps not in a official capacity, just tooling around in your notebook, like, ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually. I do, maybe not so much action figures, but I love designing. If I didn't design action figures, I would design like superhero suits. I love just designing those. So I would love to maybe do a figure based on like a superhero suit that I really love. Maybe like Fox X-Men, or I'd love to do something like in Marvel or maybe DC or something. See, that's safe because they already belong to other companies.
Sure. Good choice. Hario says drag queen, divine figure from Flamingos movie.
I think it would be really stupid to sit here and try to lie and say that hasn't been like tossed around and pitched, because I mean, if you don't know Divine from Pink Flamingo, just Google, and probably the first image that shows up looks like an action figure, right? So it would be fun. To be honest, I don't know who currently holds those licenses. So it's something fun that we've talked about but haven't looked into.
Oh, what a great question. Captain McKay asks, it's always awesome when these people are really involved in a brand. Them caring and about how the figures look always makes the final toys look so much better. And that is so true with NECA. Like, I would have to say that. The sculpts in the final form are just so great. And again, for the price point, excellent. Like that's what I really just love about NECA. And
I'm as an articulation guy, I have been so pleased with the improvements. Again, you're in the conceptual design portion, but like, are you like in talks with the team that does the articulation of different figures? Like, so okay, like what are you able to talk about in those conversations? Because it's clear to us as your fans that like the improvements are being made. Like that last Ronin Raph, I think we all went, oh my god, this is so great.
Not so much in TMNT, because like I said, Trevor Zamet, who's the brand manager of TMNT, he has extensive knowledge and experience within the action figure field. So he's very aware of engineering, and I have no qualms with them. And then Randy's also really good about knowing what he likes and what he doesn't like on a figure. And yeah, again, it's just really collaborative. And my whole life have been obsessed with action figures, and not just playing with them and not just collecting them, but this is what I'm meant to do. I really kind of always sat there and figured out, like, why does it do this? Why does it do that? Why does it have a gimmick? Why does it not have articulation? So I do try to give my 2 cents in articulation, and when it's my brand, it's obviously listened to because I'm in charge. No, I'm kidding. But even in other brands, now we've started across the board. It's something as simple as just getting a fresh eyes, and something that always like irked me as an action figure collector is when an action figure came with alternate hands and came with a gun or a blaster, or even like a katana, like a sword or something, and their hinge went this way instead of this way, because like you don't
right.
So now we've utilized that in our lines, so you're seeing more vertical hinge on just the alternate hands that it makes sense on. But then like something like, I'm a big double elbow guy, and Randy's not, and then he proves me wrong, because we can get a single jointed elbow with as much range as a
Sinja. Like, sorry, I keep going Turtles. But that's the one. Oh, as you're saying these things, I'm like, oh, I'm looking at him. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. Please. So it's fun. It's very fun.
Yeah.
And also, Captain McKay, I don't know if people are aware, because the credits are tiny, but I don't know if every time, but most of the time we have utilized him to create some of the wonderful music you hear in our stop motion commercials. So shout out to Mr. Captain K.
He's the man.
Oh,
he's
nice.
awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
He's so good.
I like to give credit.
And going back to this comment right here, there it is. The Kenner Bruce Wayne shirt. Like the very first time I ever reached out to Blade, he had posted like wearing that. I'm like, oh, someone else owns this. Because I also had that shirt, and then I was like, "Oh, right before the stream, I should have ran up to get it." But I love that. Favorite toy growing up. What are some of the favorite toys? Because that Bruce Wayne was easily one of my favorites. I still have them somewhere. I love that toy. So what were some of your favorites growing up?
Oh gosh, I mean, Kenner in general really kind of defined my childhood. And of course Toy Biz with X-Men. I was a huge X-Men guy, but I mean Kenner had, some of the best Batman toys. They had Alien and Predator. I'm gonna blank on, so literally everything I can think of in my childhood was either Kenner or Toy Biz. And then I also, on the Playmate side, Ninja Turtles I liked earlier on, and then I love vehicles and starships. So I had so many Star Trek ships, so many Star Wars ships. Yeah, a lot of ships. I'm looking around my room. I'm like, oh, there are so many ships, and I'm okay with it.
Nice.
My first action figures were the Star Trek The Motion Picture action figures from Galoob.
Oh, really?
That's awesome.
To relive that movie.
That family fun, kid friendly movie.
Long pan and shots.
From initial thoughts of a figure to retail shelves, what's the time frame? How long are you having to keep these figures under wraps?
That depends on the approval process and what type of figure it is. Toonies are usually the quickest from concept to shelf. Retros are probably the second quickest, and then Ultimates usually take the longest because it's completely uniquely tooled from the ground up. And then with good approval process, we can get a Toonie out maybe between 6 and 8 months, and an Ultimate we can get out in about a year.
Oh wow,
nice.
That's pretty quick.
Question, Cody.
Yeah, and then it goes up by priority. We are lucky enough to not do many new movies, so we don't have a release date to meet. So if there's something that's more pressing, we can kind of take a pause and work on that. So that kind of is how we differ from other action figure companies.
I don't know if this is a joke, but I just put it on because I had a question mark on it.
I put it on because I had a question mark.
Does anyone know this answer? Blaine, do you? No. Okay. Well, we love Wade Crate, so it's just a chance to highlight Wade Crate.
There you go.
Toy Mirth's also in the chat, figuratively speaking, in the TPC Discord. What's up, Toy Mirth?
Toy Mirth.
Mark is in the house. Figured wood. Yeah, that's so off. This is so awesome. Agent Variant's here. What's going on, buddy boy? Alexander. I had to scroll up, Chris, because we had missed so many friends that hopped in here.
It's all right. I just put them on while you were talking, so no big deal.
Oh, good. Okay, sorry. I'm hyper focused, man. Oh, King Eternal, Autumn Knight is in the house. He said, we need a TMNT 3 April. And there's Shadows here. And he was thanking you, Chewy, for the nom.
Wait, so I've never seen TMNT 3 really, so I need to
go back and watch it.
Is there a different April in that one, or is it the same one from 2?
2 and 3.
Same.
Okay, so same April.
And Casey comes back. Splinter's legs do not.
I need to go back and watch it.
I need to watch this.
He's straight up a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic. He sits behind because in Soto they get a new layer and they go to the old subway station, right?
Right.
So they're still in the subway station, and it's an old car, and he basically just sits
there.
Sesame Street style behind the window.
For a second I was like, oh,
I
did he
picked this
lose?
movie.
He lost his
No.
leg in Japan. Oh my god, this is
They-
dark.
Honestly,
It gets dark.
That would have been better if they wrote it. And for some reason, one of Casey Jones's descendants is in, ancient Japan.
Last Samurai effect, I guess.
Choices.
I will say, and no disrespect to anyone who has portrayed her, but I think that TMNT 3 April aesthetically translates to the cartoon April the most.
Oh, really?
She had cut her hair short, and it just like I remember as a kid like watching it and be like, "Oh, that looks like April O'Neil."
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's Cody's favorite move. He will go to the grave defending it. Out of this. We also quickly, again, this is how we do things, Blaine. We kind of jump around. Going back to cake, Gang Wifer said, is it Jaffa cake? Is that it? Did I say that right? There's
Jaffa
cake talk. D Blake makes with the Fudgy the Whale. First Strike says pie cakin'. He's challenging us to Google it.
Go ahead, Yimbo. You can Google that.
Pie cakin'. I will.
Sounds lovely.
I don't think Josh is going to steer me wrong, but we'll see. Pie
And even going back to Gang Wifey's question about the characters that you would create, soft goods or not, I was just thinking in my head, and like, if I was Blair Things, what character would I try to get? I would go after, and it came to me, it's like, I would go after Kevin Smith.
Yes.
Do a soft good version of Kevin Smith.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You get the jersey, you get the trench coat. You can easily do an ultimate Kevin Smith.
It's true. We could. And speaking of Jersey, I'm pretty sure he's from Jersey.
Yeah.
I think he spends half his time there now. He lives above a movie theater.
I know. My wife and I want to visit him. Not with me. We don't know him. We're just gonna go hang outside.
That's how it works now. He just takes any visitors, just come knock on his door.
By the way, everyone, Josh, this looks completely delicious. Chris, if you want to just put up these images of pie cakin'.
Pie cakin'.
Look at
get real close.
God, what is this?
Wow.
Is ridiculous.
Pie caking?
Pie
red velvet pie caking.
Yeah.
So are these are these pie cakes?
Yes, they're pies in cakes.
Mo, click on one that looks real nice. Yeah, okay.
That's a pie cake.
Oh, that's an apple crumble pie.
It's two different pies baked into two different cakes.
This is starting with two baked treats. Fall in love.
Yep.
Pie caking.
All right, I can't. This is making me hungry.
Yeah, my mouth is watering. Jeez.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cake Daddies.
Yeah, there we go.
That was my
What about that?
I didn't necessarily feel good about Toy Daddies. Cake Daddies sounds about the same.
Rabid Hammer's in the chat. What's going on, Rabid? And then Chris, did you want to hit on some of these questions that you've been?
Yeah, I've had this question up for a while, Yimbo. I'm gonna put myself in a timeout for 30 seconds.
I've helped no question mark, so it's not a question.
Yimbo, I love you, buddy. First Strike Figs asks, I'd like a cloth soft goods 2-pack of grumpy old men. Actually, that would be fun. I remember that movie.
It would be fun. I'd love to do Grumpy Old Men because then I'd get Sophia Loren.
Good reference. Wow. Toy Addict is a big Mike Myers fan, so if you're the Ghostface guy, that makes him the Mike Myers guy. He actually has like every single Mike Myers probably NECA has.
That's good. That's my second favorite horror franchise.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah. And I won't get into it. It's a long...
Do it.
It's all super meta. Scream is like super kind of pokes fun at the horror genre.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween H2O, they're watching Scream 2 in the dorm.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It gets real Inception-y. That school, the Hillcrest Academy, in H2O is the same filming location as the mansion in Scream 3.
Oh.
And the fact that Halloween H2O came out after Scream 3 means that within the Halloween universe, there was a massacre at this mansion, and they decided to use it as a filming location for a movie. And then on top of that, Scream 5, they reference Halloween and Michael Myers. So it's like a weird Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
So my question is this an
No,
actual like theory, or is this something you?
No, I just watch it and I'm like, you know, those like reels or those TikToks where like I was watching and that's me with horror. So yeah, they both live within each other's universe canonically.
Yeah, that's crazy. Captain McKay, what's a line you guys would love to see NECA make? Personally, I like to crush. Oh, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is perfect.
So are we talking 90s movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Or are we talking Sarah Michelle Gellar TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
For me, my first experience with Buffy the Vampire Slayer was the movie. I loved it. It was awesome.
Loved it.
But Sarah Michelle Gellar was one of my first loves, and I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer every single season, and then maybe like the first 2 seasons of Angel or 3. Then it got really weird.
No, you have to watch it there.
3. Then I came back to it and I watched like the season. I'm like, whoa, no way. They got together. What's her name? Buffy's like nemesis and Angel got together.
Yeah, Cordelia.
Cordelia, yeah. But yes, I love Buffy the series with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
You want to?
And they did a comic book. They did a comic
book. Yes, they did.
Book.
Yeah,
and I read some of that.
One of my friend Kevin Wada, he was a watercolor art or is a watercolor artist and did a lot of the covers for season 8 of Buffy, which was I think Boom Comics.
Yeah, Boom. Yeah, it was really great artwork.
Yeah, it looked like you were, you know, looking at the TV show, which helped you kind of stay within that universe. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer was produced by Sand Dollar Productions. That's Dolly Parton's production company.
Oh, really?
So Buffy the Vampire, the series, is a Dolly Parton production.
So I'm guessing you're a big fan.
I have a wealth of useless knowledge. None of the stuff in this noggin actually matters. It's just random facts.
So did you watch Buffy the show?
I did. I never finished it. I got really kind of out of it when it got a little too big for my little head, you know, for like my little like teenage brain to handle. I'm like, no, it's the Vampire Slayer, and I was okay when there were demons and werewolves, but now there's like cyborgs and
you got
cyborgs. But and then the government got involved. Yeah.
Chewie, Yumbo, did you guys watch it?
Yes, every episode.
Yeah.
I really like the movie. I watched some episodes, but not that many. I never got like into it, but I really like the movie. The movie was awesome.
Boo, Yumbo, go watch it all.
Yeah. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I will say, you're having your little Sarah Michelle Gellar moment, but when you were talking about childhood loves, I was thinking of Kelly Kapowski, and one of the comments that was like, "Saved by the Bell Figures." Yes.
I was like,
I was totally by Saved by the Bell Figures.
Saved by the Bell. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that is a good one.
Chewie, do you have any? I mean, I would just agree with Buffy, a line that you want NECA to make from a TV show.
Do you know Sarah Michelle Gellar was in Scream 2? And that's the clip. And that's the clip that they're playing in H2O.
Oh, it is, because it was probably the height of Buffy.
Like all these webs. Of course, because she was in Scream 2. She was in I Know What You Did Last Summer, Cruel Intentions. She was like.
Was Freddie her husband? Oh God,
Prince Jr.
Was he in I Know What You Did Last Summer? He was in a horror. Okay, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was in both of them. He was in I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Got it. Yeah, that's where they met. Sorry, no change. What were we doing?
I don't think I have anything. I just keep thinking of the and now I'm just thinking about Buffy, but before that with NECA, I just think about one day having the 2012 TMNT line. That's all. Going in my head. I'm like, that'd be great. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That's
Also, I'm gonna think about
CGI
Pie
one, right?
Cakin too. Yeah, it's the one that I really enjoyed. They actually had an episode that was very similar, paid a strong homage to TMNT 3, where they do go back in time, and they end up in a similar situation.
You know, it's funny that you say that, like with the whole back in time thing. It's funny how so many people, I thought it was just like a Mandela effect that I had growing up, but so many people think that TMNT 3's title is Turtles in Time.
Oh yeah,
Like the video game.
Yeah, the
I was,
video.
not.
I was still very much convinced that was the tag.
What is it?
It's just
3.
TMNT 3. It's just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Oh,
Well, consider me Mandela affected.
yeah.
But
Right.
it could be like X-Men 2, like it has like
Right.
3 titles: X2, X-Men 2, X-Men United.
X-Men United.
X-Men United.
Like, someone pick a lane.
Smallville would be a great line.
Oh, that'd be
That-
cool.
Yeah, that's a great one. Rabid Hammer. Any idea if Jason Voorhees Part 8, 9, and X pre-Uber and post-Uber figs are in the works, or if the license backup due to error or any lawsuits? Now, I've always wanted a Jason X figure, and I joked about that like starting like 3 years ago. But if you can't say anything, that's fine. But nod if you think yes.
If we were given the opportunity, I think we'd finish any of the lines that we start of the big lines that we have so many of, right? Unfortunately, it had to stop, and some of the movies are under different licenses. That's obviously public knowledge, so I'm not like giving any insider secrets. The movies, which is more common now than not, sadly, is that different movies will be owned by different studios or licensors. So we don't have the ability to do them now. It's something that we will always look at. And hopefully one day I try to put my little nods in, Jason, Ghostface Takes Manhattan. And if you looked at the new Ghostface teaser, I also wanted to pay a little homage packaging wise, to another. So we're fans. We're trying to show people that we're fans. We would do it if we could, but yeah, not right now.
So if you really look at that advertising, guys, you can see Jason X in the back of that
Yeah.
packaging. King Eternal, are we getting a Megan Ultimate?
We are.
Ooh, you heard it
Yes.
here.
I had to make sure. I'm pretty sure, or I'm fired tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we showed it at Toy Fair.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Plus,
no.
we know you did mention the Toonie Terrors, so the license is there.
Yes, the Toonie
So-
Terrors is out, so that and not to say sometimes that doesn't happen. We had done like a Beetlejuice Toonie, but didn't have the rights to do actual likeness action figures like Ultimates or whatever. So that does happen, but yeah, Megan's in the NECA family now, and stay tuned.
That's awesome.
Yimmo, get that scene voice ready. This is a great comment / line that I would love to see too, because I love this movie growing up.
Jukebox Hero.
That's good. That's good. Big Trouble in Little China was a movie I watched all the time when I was little. I would love this line. That would be awesome.
We
Kurt
hear
Russell,
that
right?
one a lot.
Kurt
Yeah,
Russell?
Kurt Russell, yeah.
Yeah, we hear that one a lot. So we know we don't have the license for the movie, but we hear it, and if we think that it's a possibility, maybe we'd look into it.
Did you guys happen to see the conversation between Kurt and Wyatt? Like a little interview between the two of them?
Oh, where he doesn't watch
No, well, Wyatt doesn't, but he'll walk
Right.
in on Kurt. What? Oh, it was just on TV. Oh, just over like that cracks
haven't
me
seen
up
that.
so much. Oh my god, it's great. You have the two of them. The Russells are awesome.
It's a cute moment, and it was the
Yeah.
first time I've really seen them interact together, and it was very father son. And then they
Yes.
laughed the exact same laugh at the end. I was
Yes.
like, oh, there. Have you guys watched Monarch? Are you
Yes.
Oh
Kaiju
yeah.
fans?
I-
Okay.
oh my god.
It was a very
Mhm.
clever thing they did,
did.
casting his son as a younger version of himself.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chris and I had talked about one of the like cinematography moments with the projector and like overlaying in practical, like the
Yeah.
two. That was so awesome. Oh god,
Yeah.
that show was great.
That was cool.
I enjoyed the series more than I've enjoyed the
The movies.
American movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Although Godzilla versus Kong was just pure kind of fun. That was just kind of fun.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't seen the. I really want to see Godzilla -1.
You haven't seen -1.
No,
I haven't seen it
okay.
either.
So
I hear it's incredible.
it's really good. And this week only, I think for like 2 more days, is minus color. So it's in theaters right
It's
now.
black
in
and white.
black and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's right. They were going to do that in black and white. Well, that's good marketing.
It's probably my favorite Godzilla movie since
Gosh darn.
Matthew
maybe
Broderick.
Destroy All Monsters. Yeah, right.
Great sound. That was a great
Oh.
soundtrack. That was a great soundtrack.
Yeah. What that movie could have been. Did you? I actually enjoyed Godzilla 2000. I thought that was a good way for Toho in Japan to kind of be like,
Oh yeah.
oh, you thought that was Godzilla? Here
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. Captain McKay says, okay, hear me out. The Scream franchise has always been meta, so the next movie can pull out a Halloween 2019 where only Scream 1 is canon. Would you open the doors for beloved characters and be meta all at once? That just kind of
true.
blew my mind.
Scream can get away with so much because it like almost breaks its own wall,
Mhm.
It gets so, especially with the whole creating stab. Like everyone was so mad about Scream 5 being so close to Scream 1, and I was like, because literally in Scream 1 they were us. Like they were the kids who grew up watching Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, and they were talking about Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and Halloween and in Scream 5, yeah, it was the exact same thing, but they were talking about Stab because they created a movie and they were being meta and talking about Stab, but in real life it was the next generation. It was the generation under us who then grew up watching Scream.
Yeah.
So I'm if they went that route and poked fun at it, it could be done in the right way, but it would have to be done in the right way. And as long as Gail comes back, because Gail's my favorite final girl of all time. Hill I die on.
So Scream is essentially the Deadpool of the horror franchises.
Yes. It was when it came. Do you guys remember when it came out? It was such a. I remember watching it in theaters, and even myself, I was like, "Wow, this is like no other horror movie has ever been made like this," and it's so true. And it really pumped it. It started the whole I Know What You Did Last Summer. Those type of horror films.
It revamped horror.
Yeah,
absolutely. There was a huge kick in the late 90s, early 2000s of like high grossing horror movies with big stars.
And like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I remember just going to the theaters in high school, like watching all of those. Zach from Sequential Plastic, how about a MacGyver fig? I love that.
That would be fun. That would be
fun. The accessories alone that you could come up with.
Right.
Oh, right.
That would be awesome.
I don't know what you're
Stick.
talking about. I would just throw Scotch tape and a paper clip into the box.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
yes, paperclip.
let you all make your own
Yeah.
accessories.
Oh, and then for
J-Shot.
the exclusive, you could do MacGruber, and then you have the world where they're in scale with each other.
That's fun.
Oh my god. J-Shot and Machu Toy, what's up?
Oh,
From
the two
Twiggy
Sentinels.
They probably just wrapped up.
Hello.
Did you catch the Wade Create one? So this again, Blaine, you could always pull the line. So he had a question about random NECA accessory packs. I think that like I could say as someone who's purchased whenever they're put out, they're amazing. So I don't know about random, but like, is there anything that again you can blink to about stuff in the works, or maybe be specific? Or, I don't know. We love the NECA stuff. We love the accessory packs. I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, we enjoy doing accessory packs when we are doing a line, and for whatever reason, usually cost, we have to remove accessories, and then after so many figures in a line come out, those extra accessories accumulate, and we're able to go and do an accessory pack and make it worth your buck. I don't know about like a general one, because we don't, for the most part, have many restrictions with the accessories we are allowed to include in our figures. So most of the figures we make, we put the accessories we would like to in. If it happens, it definitely happens. There are licenses that we have that have a no gun policy or a no cigarette policy. So I guess it would just have to be at a time where enough accumulated for a general accessory pack to make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, even in some of our accessory packs, especially like our turtle accessory packs, many of the accessories you could buy and use on any other 1/10 scale action figure.
Well, that's why I like anything that you guys put out. I think that you're like us as the collector base will gobble up in terms of accessory packs from whatever franchise for those. Like I've always like shouted you guys out as top tier, like the level of detail that just goes into them. I mean, right now I'm thinking of my little phone booth or my little phone accessory from one of the movie packs of the Turtles.
The Secret of the Ooze,
Yeah.
the payphone that he carries around.
Yep.
It's so good.
Yep.
So,
Even that whole set. I showed my daughter the potato chip bags, and she was like, "What? This is amazing."
I love accessories.
I was thinking about the accessories that came with these. First of all, this was a big, amazing series that you guys got. It did, and these figures look exactly as they did on the show. Incredible. But the accessories I love, like the 6-pack of whatever beer, and then also the hat and some sort of like cell phone. I'm not sure what it was. I can't remember the show.
His TV remote.
The TV remote.
Well, both, and I was trying to remember because I want to go back and show my kids Dinosaur. Did the baby, because they both came with a TV remote, wasn't that one of the running gags that the baby was changed? Okay, that's what I thought. And I was like, oh my god! I'm like, I gotta watch this.
Yep, baby would hide it, under the high chair.
Yep.
This would be a great one too. Wayne's World.
Oh yeah.
When I tell you,
love
I could
Wayne's
probably
World.
quote that entire movie.
Yes,
it's so quotable.
It is such a quotable movie. That's the movie I watched probably every single day, like in high school with my friends.
I love that movie.
The movie was so great. And Wayne's World 2 is also quotable as well.
That's the one where like the sequel, you can watch them back to back, and you're like, these movies are of the same quality. Don't eat the red rope licorice.
Yes. The shopkeeper and his son were a different story.
So what you're saying is you would be definitely speaking up if you had an opportunity to design that. You'd be like, yes, I'm going to continue to throw my hat in this. I would like to do
for sure. I honestly, within pop culture, there are so many likes, That's my problem. Like
Mm.
I would make anything. I love pop culture, and I love nerd pop, and I love action figures, and I have no space because of that, or extra
Fair.
income.
All of us.
Well,
One of us.
here's the question again, J Shot. But as a collector, how broke will I be this Heralthon on a scale of meh to hello broke?
I guess that is completely up to you.
There you go. Fair.
Yeah. You know, without giving anything away, I will say that I think people, and if you're like me who likes too many brands, then yeah, we're screwed as toy collectors. But I think in kind of widening the TMNT net and doing movie and Toon and Mirage and Archie and IDW, people are saying like, oh, it's too much Turtles. But for those collectors who only like the movie or only like the Archie comics or only like the Last Ronin, I think this is a way to kind of spread it out. And okay, if I collect Last Ronin, that's not as many figures. So I get it. I get it if you're a fan of literally every TMNT IP. I get it. But without saying too much, I think that we are going to try to start mixing the stuff up. So, you know, if you're a fan of the cartoon, you don't have to feel compelled to get a comic book character that you don't know. I'm guilty of it sometimes. I know I'm a toy collector, but you don't feel like we're not making you. We want you to support us, and we love for you to support us, so that we can keep making things that you love. But you certainly don't, you know, have to buy every single character. Unless it's Ghostface or Elvira.
But Jay Shaw will, so that's why he. So it's hella broke then. All right.
Yeah, so you're screwed.
We're screwed. I love that.
Too good.
When you were working with these brands, how lasered in on the designs and choices are you? Are they?
Are they?
Who's they? Ooh.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, right. How lasered in am I on the details of like the products? Is that what they're asking?
I'm guessing it's
like the licensor, maybe.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
Elvira in terms of
Yes.
like she sounded very hands-on, but just, you know, that's one example. But yeah, in terms of feedback that you get,
it depends. There are some times where the studio will just come back and say like, cool, approved, and there are times where since you brought up Elvira, I'll speak to Cassandra. Like sometimes I have designed a concept. Like I was just like, one of my dreams was to design like a dress or an outfit, or even like a hairstyle. I used to be a hairdresser, like a hairstyle for Elvira. So any chance I get, I'm like just pitching all these like different designs to make. And, you know, so within that, sometimes a licensor will see one of our ideas and be like, oh, that's such a good idea. Yes, go with it.
Nice.
And then other times, which she's done, and then other times Cassandra's literally come to us and be like, I have this great idea. Could we make an action figure of Elvira like her? And it's just fun to have someone come with a good idea too. You know, it's an idea that you don't have to twist and be like, that would be great, but you know, like, no, that's awesome. Let's do it.
How crazy was that when you've been Elvira fan for God knows how long, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna meet her and talk to her? Was that too much? Were you overloaded?
Right. Well, the first time that I met her was for a meeting, and it was dinner. She was coming in for New York Comic Con, and Randy did not tell me who we were going to dinner with.
No way.
At first, he said, "We have a business dinner. Keep your evening open."
And he knew that you're a big fan.
Oh yeah, there's no secret. You should see my desk. It's disgusting. You should
This
see
is how we got the job, Chris.
Yeah, my Elvira stuff. But I think it was maybe 2 days before. It definitely wasn't the day of. Maybe it was the day before. He's like, I was gonna keep it a surprise, but I want to make sure that you have a moment to compose yourself. We're having dinner with Cassandra, and I'm pretty sure that I like visibly teared up, cried in work.
Man.
A grown man
That's okay.
in his professional job. Yeah,
I support
That's
it.
awesome.
I played it cool though. Once we met and started talking, and it was very, which is great. It was very like nerves calmed. And like we were joking, it is how I got my job. I gave a line from a movie, and the manager was, or her licensor, or her manager was like, "Oh, like give this guy a promotion," or something to that effect.
Nice.
And I think we like left that night, and he's like, "So you're on the Elvira brand from now on."
Wow.
So it's good. It's good to have, and that's credit to the company. It's good to have people trust you, and it's good to have trust in the rest of your team. So
That's awesome. What is it about horror movies that draws you in so much?
oh, that's like a whole nother live stream. And I know I'm probably gonna piss off some people here, and here we go. I think that horror tends to actually have a draw in the queer community because horror in itself is very queer. And when you look at it, and no one else is wrong for having their view on horror either,
Mhm.
but when you look at horror through a queer lens, and you see these stories of not being accepted for who you are, or having to hide a certain part of you, or be ashamed of a certain part of you, that resonates different with the queer community, or I guess maybe with any marginalized community. So, and then you have these classic stories. Mary Shelley invented science fiction horror with Frankenstein, and she was a lesbian, and it's literally a story of how terrible shit goes wrong when a man tries to create life. It's like there's the clear parallel. And then you've got Dracula, written by Bram Stoker, who was rumored, and you look at the subtext of any vampire. I mean, vampires in general are so just like queer, pansexual, like anything flies, all pun intended. And like the Wolfman, kind of only going out at night and being ashamed and transforming. You have Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It's so this could be a whole other live stream. But yeah, I think that's kind of what drew me in. And then on the flip side, my grandma loves horror, and my mom, it must have skipped a generation. My mom gets scared watching like the X-Men movies, and she thinks she thought like Wolverine was too violent, and I'm talking about X-Men Origins. So my grandma, tried to bring her to horror movies growing up, and it just did not work. So then when I was born and was spending weekends at my grandma's, when I tell you very literally without exaggeration, I was 6 years old watching Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers. So and Child's Play. I loved Child's Play. So yeah, I just, I grew up with it, and then starting to see those subtexts and feel accepted. You're generally a little more accepted in the horror community.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great take.
Sorry.
I appreciate
great.
That was really good.
I appreciate you sharing that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's when you talk about X-Men too, like I know the director who is also gay and also did Superman Returns, and some of those themes kind of pop up as well when you see that. But I never connected that to horror. So
yeah, X-Men's definitely more in your face. You know,
Yeah.
it literally is like a story of diversity and marginalized
Right.
people. And
mhm.
but yeah, horror is much more subtext, and that goes with the history of the queer community. You know, like
Mhm.
having to do things in subtext because we weren't allowed to, you know, be open about it in film
Right.
and
Right.
books.
Yeah, Interview with a Vampire, that was definitely like there was a lot there.
Oh, and when it's so funny, the conversations that I've had with people who I love to like fact check people. It's a favorite pastime of mine. And you know, when that movie came out, and I was like, oh, you know, they're totally like a couple and blah blah blah, and I got so much shit. Am I allowed to curse on this stream? I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
you're okay.
Sorry. I got so much flack for it, and I was like, did you even read the book? Because they like completely straight washed that movie, and that movie is still pretty effing gay. When you read the book, like there's really no secret, you know.
Yeah.
And not just yeah, I obviously use the term loosely, gay. Like clearly they weren't gay; they had relations with women as well. But
Mhm.
that's the thing about vampires. When you live forever, you know, you just
Mm-hmm.
live forever.
Yeah.
Live life.
Right.
Live, laugh, love.
Exactly.
The kids say.
Well, Danny asks, any plans to make Bruce the shark from Jaws? It was teased a while back.
Well, it was teased a while back, so there were plans.
Ooh.
Uh,
Holothon, everyone, you heard it here.
yeah, right. That would be really fun to do, and obviously, with it being teased, it was being planned, and the situation needs to be right for price point because despite what people think, we really try to get things to the most affordable because we're collectors and we know what it's like to buy, you know, larger items.
I
Mhm.
still think that you all do really like NECA does a great job at price point. It really does. Like for what you get, the detail, the sculpt. I love. like, Most important thing to me is the sculpt, and you nail with the sculpt. But like on this figure, the sculpt is amazing, but the articulation just amps it up even more, and that's just a bonus for me.
Mhm. And you know, Blaine, that I really enjoy my turtle van. And you know that was one of the questions that was proposed. I just got to throw that out. But if there are any other opportunities, we know that something was teased in terms of turtles and diorama stuff. But is there? It doesn't have to be turtles either. But just any other potential in the works, even discussion based about future, you know, like 110 scale vehicles from NECA, obviously.
Yeah, we've done very few,
Mhm.
obviously, but we have done a few vehicles, and um, it's funny that actually goes back to like the whole like we try to keep things affordable.
Mhm.
Sometimes the reason we haven't put out more is because we really don't make anything off it. Like
Okay.
we've made things
Wow.
Mhm.
where it's like, well, at least the fans have it. You know, like we wanted to
Yeah.
push it out and we haven't done, you know, we don't do like crowdfunding.
Mhm.
So there's no like and I'm not knocking crowdfunding. I think it's a wonderful idea. We just don't do it. So when
Mhm.
we put the turtle van up for open pre-order or we put the turtle layer, we have to price point it whether at the lowest possible production run because we
Mhm.
are taking a gamble. Are we going to like we have a certain number that we have to hit to afford the factory making it.
Wow.
So we try to figure out a price at the lowest possible production run so that we don't have to crowdfund it. So that when we tease something or say something's coming, it's not,
Mhm.
hey, this is coming as long as 10,000 people buy it. If only 4,000 people are going to buy it, great. But
Mhm.
the less people buy it, the less profit we make. So when it comes to larger things like vehicles and dioramas and play sets, you know, it's a gamble and we read the room. So when
Sure.
fans say that, which by the way, when you, as collectors are starting to get that sewer living room diorama and they're seeing the massive scale of it, I see some people commenting or putting videos up. They're like, "Oh, I was wrong. This is worth the price." It's like when you see like the massiveness of it, like we really took a gamble in making it the price that it was, to make sure at least people could get it. So if people stay positive and are able to afford it, we don't want to break your wallet, because we want you to keep collecting our toys. Like that's no secret, right? That's business, right? I mean, like, what idiot would come on and say like, "Oh no, like, we just sell more. We don't want to make money." Of course, we want to make money. Making money means that we get to make more toys. So we don't want you to not be able to afford the action figures to go into a diorama. So we try to keep it as spread out as possible. You'd mentioned there was a tease. We've talked about the other layers that we have planned, and everyone, where is it? When's it coming? It's like, okay, well, people are just now getting their sewer. We wanted to wait until at least the first one was shipped before, offering another one. So stuff like that. We're conscious, but we would just get raked through the coals if we were making vehicles at the pace I'd personally love to make vehicles.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's true. That's very smart and considered. Again, speaking, you guys are collectors. That's wonderful. Chris, I wanted to segue real quick because one of the things that I wanted to ask Blaine about before we eventually, because we've been having a great time, but talk about our top 10. But you are not only a collector and a toy guy, but you're also a toy photographer, which, I want our community, because this is literally the Toy Pick community, to know that you are a fellow toy photographer. And one of the things that had jumped out to me, this is a while back now, maybe 2 summers ago, but I remember seeing you in a reel discuss, I think it was at a convention, talking about how NECA, again, as a company, is very aware of toy photography and wanting to support. And like the accessory pack, the one I'm thinking of is the Mummy set. And that you guys included this really thick, awesome, I don't know, like if it was just a thicker cardboard or particle board, whatever it was, it's so awesome. And how much did your role play into that, and the fact that there is a focus on what we do here in terms of toy photography?
Funny enough, it's another way that I got my job. When I started at NECA, I started in marketing with social media, and I had gotten my job from being a toy photographer and having so many fans of toy photography in NECA. We follow a lot of toy photographers and love seeing toy photography, not just of our own, but just toy photography in general. So that was one of the factors that played into me getting my initial role at NECA. And then we had already been sharing fan photos, but I wanted to take that initiative when I was on social and do the actual, like, now we've got the hashtag fan photo.
That's what I'm missing. I gotta remember to use the hashtag.
Use the hashtag fan photo with an F.
Okay.
FANFOTO. And that was just really important to me to as a toy photographer, for the company to recognize what you and I guess me,
Chris, though,
what we all do, and how that really does help. And it's a very small way. Oh, that's my monster mash.
Yeah, I love it. So good.
And that backdrop was actually the Mutagen tour, the TMNT Mutagen tour insert.
Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah,
wow,
and all
cool.
the instruments are from the TMNT Mutagen tour set.
Wow.
So yeah, I love accessories. So it was this really small way that we're able to give back to the community that really does help us, right? Because when you see such amazing toy photography, you really are inspired to go out and buy it. I have bought action figures solely based on seeing someone's toy photography and be like, I think I need that.
Mhm.
All guilty of that, yes.
This is cool. That's cool.
Oh, my little mashups.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, the work that you do is fantastic. I just wanted to highlight that because, again, one of us in so many ways.
Well, while we're on that, I know, we're all toy photographers here. Blaine, I'm just letting you know that I'm kind of a customizer myself.
Oh yeah,
When I was
He's something of a
Excuse me.
scientist himself.
something of a customizer myself. So when I was little, I drew a comic book called Laser Man, and the concept was that it was basically Iron Man but with an L on his head. And when I was, in my 40s, basically a year ago, uh, I decided, you know what, I'm going to customize my own Laser Man. And I used all of my customization skills. We can relate. You're speaking my language here when you're talking about, designing your own drawings, and then also your own concepts. Like, I spent many hours slaving over this thing, and I think it really came out really well. This is the figure that I took to Cuba with me, and stopped everyone while I took toy photography photos with them. But I thought he came out really well. So I just want, from one customizer to another, for a designer, customizer to designer. If I know you follow a lot, you may want to start following me. Just saying. But here you go.
Not? This is Laser Man. I love that you used like the old style Iron Man too to make it look like, older character.
Yeah, that was intentional. But he does have villains. This is Mudarin. This is the Divine Bovine.
Wait, now did you have the design of this character before the Spider-Verse movie came out, or were you inspired by that book?
Honestly, we have great fans, and so they're just like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I'm like, oh, this is great. This one is
Blade. This started months because like Chris shared, it was the most genuine, sweet story ever when he first told us about this, and now it's literally he's wearing a shirt that says "Get Lazed." It's turning into a movement.
It's his tagline. I've written a 6-page script. I think we're okay.
That's amazing.
I made that tea in the hotel room at Legion's Con.
It was great.
Right before we went down to the floor.
Chewy's in charge of the t-shirts. This is Reflect Sean. His name's Sean.
And I was thinking about the character art for Reflection.
AWN. And then we got Shitstorm right here.
Clever.
Those are just a few. I'm working on another one right now. He's not ready.
Come on, this is what I mean.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Is what spawns.
This is what's like the best about the TPC. Wade Crate sent me this, and he did such a great job. I kept it in the box, but he made this like Laser Man
packaging design. Yeah,
and then he put the origin in the back. It's fantastic.
It's the Laserverse, exactly.
So thanks everyone for keeping it alive. Just saying, Blaine, if you need someone on your design team, here we go. I'll send in my samples.
It's like a mixtape, right? Isn't that how guys like cassette tapes, demos?
So good.
I know that they're competitor, but come on.
No, please. Competition? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, it's my favorite is when I love when everyone gets into it. When Trevor gets into it, there's something about it that.
As Shrimi said, you just got lazed.
You just got lazed. We try to do that to all of our guests.
Oh man, Blade, this has been such a blast. I do feel like now we hit our Laser Man. This is a nice little transition time into the top 10. If you'd like to stick around and comments, not critique, we comment here.
Yeah, I want to see some toy photos.
Awesome.
Take whatever I say with a grain of salt.
Well, we always say that we would usually defer to the experts like 16shooter and Pablo for like the of many, but with the intricate stuff. We're just here to say this. You guys are awesome.
We're just here to celebrate photography.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, everyone here celebrates each other. If you see someone that you don't follow, start following them and follow each other, and also follow us. Click subscribe, click like, do all those cool things.
All the good stuff.
But before we get into the toy photography, this is like the long-standing joke. You know, we always have these all these segments. What's making you happy right now, Blaine? What's making you happy right now?
Oh gosh, laughing. No, that's not making me happy. I had like surgery yesterday. It's not making me happy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had a root canal thing.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
What's making me happy? Honestly, talking toys and like talking about customization and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
So you heard it here. He had a lot. He loves. What's making him happy right now is Laser Man.
Laser Man.
That's right.
Not
Getting
just
laid
the Laser
makes me
Man.
happy.
Laser Man.
The Moorin.
The Moorin. The Divine Bovine. Chewy, what's making you happy right now?
Can't a lot of toys in this week. And so the toy that I've been playing with lately last couple days is the black and white Red Hoods with the custom guns that I'm kind of afraid to post on socials because it looks so good. So I've been today I did a little behind the scenes of him, but I slapped on a banana sticker across the gun because I didn't know how TikTok would feel about it. Made me happy.
That one looks good. Do you recommend the buy?
Oh, I think this guy's sold out. Yeah. I mean,
He's like, you should get it, sucker.
I do.
Go back in time 4 months ago.
I did have a pre-order, then I canceled. I had the first one. Looks like the first one.
Oh, if you already have them, there's no difference. It's just
Got it.
less color.
Oh, okay.
That's it. And you get cards.
With a card, yeah.
With the new hat.
Yimbo?
Well, aside from getting my grades posted, now having this awesome hangout, and I'm just gonna go back and like all of these things are making me happy. The story I referenced, filming with my daughter. If anybody hasn't checked it out, I have a Super 7 review that she commented on with me. It's like,
Yeah, well, that's adorable.
whatever. I go for the heart. It's the heart. It's so heartwarming, and I love it. And yeah, so getting to do anything where my kids are involved in their collecting or they get into either the video or photo setup side of things, it just always makes me happy. So,
I mean, that video is really inspiring, Yimbo. You may actually see more videos of my son just ripping through boxes.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He does it already. I just need to hit records.
Right. And Chris, I'm going to ask you too, but don't forget in the chat, let us know what's making you happy, and we will shout it out because we love it.
Absolutely. What's making me happy? So last week I shared this photo. Blaine. Oh, sorry, I didn't even share. I didn't share the screen. So last week I shared this photo right here. We have my daughters have some American Girl dolls, and I think they're the scariest things like ever. So my wife loves to hide it around the house to scare me. This what made me really happy because my daughter started doing it, and every time I jump, it's just I hate the way I react around them. So the other day, and I shared this video with Yimbo and No Chewing one time. I'm going to just share this with you guys. I got on the. All right, it's very short, guys. Yeah, that was my wife. She
got him.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah,
Silly.
that's
awesome.
what makes me happy. Just being able to make fun of myself. And
I can't say this too loud because I have a roommate and obviously he's home. But I have the life-size Chucky and Tiffany from The Bride of Chucky that we made.
Yep.
And And they come in the full size good guy and bad gal boxes and stuff, and I keep them in the box, but they have 360-degree rotating eyes, and without saying a word, sometimes I just go in and change the position of their eyes. I've never told
Oh, I would lose it. I would lose it.
I'm just like waiting for him.
Oh man,
That would bug
like-
me out so
And
much.
he's never said it. We've owned them for almost a year, and he's never said anything. So
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna keep doing it.
do you ever catch him going like?
Not yet, but he works from home, so like I'm really hoping that one day he's just like. It just makes me happy. Just knowing that I do it just makes me happy.
Oh, gosh, that's the best.
Chris, I have one more quick little what makes me happy is I just
Yeah.
scratched a brain itch where I couldn't remember when we were talking about vampires, and I just had to quickly Google it. But I wanted to do that Gary Oldman, and it's I have crossed oceans of time to find you. I love that line.
Because it's like one of the most romantic lines ever made in a movie ever.
Yeah. Oh.
That-
Oh.
Underrated movie, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I love that was one of my first Blu-rays I bought when I had like a PS3. I'm like, yes, please. Come on, Keanu. It's got what was it? Winona's in there.
Winona
Oh,
Ryder.
Such a good movie. Although,
That was
doesn't
great.
she blink? Her eyes move when she's supposed to be dead, or something like that's like a little Hollywood gaffe.
I mean, there are a few things wrong with that movie, but it's got heart.
By the way, Keanu Reeves gave Francis Ford Coppola mushrooms on his birthday during production.
What? No way.
Fun facts.
That's
Facts.
crazy. That's a great fact.
Yeah.
Danny Toy Addict says kaijus are making him happy right now. He's going all in kaijus.
Kaiju. Love a kaiju.
All right. Before we get into the photos, let's talk about Blaine. We have here a challenge to really
Or a race, depending.
or race. Well, if it's a race, we know who's winning. But we really every year we have some sort of goal. Last year we had a silly goal. It was really silly. That we would only buy 52 figures within the year. That was only one figure a week.
And then Haulathon happens.
Yeah, then Holothon. That's actually very true.
It is very true.
Yeah, that's very true. I ended the year with like 214 figures.
You counted.
Oh,
Yeah, we keep track of them. Put them
Yeah,
on
we
a
have an
spreadsheet.
Excel.
No
I ended up
chewing.
at 152.
And Yimbo is still
I still
counting.
haven't finished because I
Yimbo
haven't gotten my
refuses to
figures.
participate.
No,
It's like denial. He just won't do it. Just admit it. Just
So-
start with 24. Don't even
I
look
was
back.
doing my market. I had
Forward.
essays to
Always
grade. They were
forward.
taking me so long.
Forward. Just look back 31 days. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And then count those.
Yeah.
So this year, we decided, all right, let's cut that in half, like in terms of what we got, or at least for myself, cut in half. And we're gonna do the 100 figure challenge, try to stay under or get 100 figures. Now, in this list, though, I've included a lot of my pre-orders that I know will drop, and any pre-orders that I did last year that haven't come. So my list is kind of big, but Chewy's here. Yours is 23 right now.
Yeah, I have to add a few that I forgot about. I forgot all about Four Horsemen Studio pre-orders, but that might not even be this year, so you never know. But yeah, I'm up to 23. I picked up the Black Series Mando, and that's actually it for this week.
Nice.
It's
Oh,
great.
good hinges from what I hear, Blaine, on that new Mando.
Good hinges on the new Mando. You get
Yeah, it looks
vertical
real
hinge.
good. It's hanging in a box.
Yimbo
And
is
I-
still
And I haven't
counting.
been doing my homework, but everybody knows I haven't been. You're just putting me on the spot, making me feel like a bad student. I know.
I mean, we'll just hit you with some
So
numbers.
this is
2
how
out of
many
6 is
figures
elephants.
you've purchased this year so far?
Oh, this year I just got my pilot. I'm
No.
probably up to 25 or 30. So
We
in
we
one
just
month.
we just put this up because Yimbo
I'm like,
hasn't.
this is like one sitting right here.
Yeah, this is it's bad. I have to make adjustments.
Yeah, Yimbo hasn't put his up yet. So.
I've been doing the local loo. I don't count. I just buy. That's what I do.
And then My list is so great that it took like 3 slides, so I decided, all right, let's just keep it 47. So just one
That's just a
number.
coping mechanism, Toy Father. You
I-
can't do a list. You can acknowledge a number.
I will say I have 47. I have not bought anything new this week, so I'm proud of myself for that.
Nice.
So this is the same number as last week, everyone. Mainly because I was like outside the US for like half the week, so I guess
You gave away toys.
yeah, I gave away
That
toys.
up.
Yeah, you actually
Yeah, wait,
did knock
toys.
that down.
All right. Let's go to our secret hashtag this month has been hashtag TPC_Royal Rumble, where you tag us and then we select 3 different photos to feature.
Yeah, feature on the Toy Pick Community Instagram page. This is the photo that I selected. It's toy episodes. And I think in the entire month, I think we only chose one wrestling photo before. So I was really happy that this one caught my eye. It's a little bit of a combination of different things, different errors. But it caught my attention. Well done. And I hope it does really well next week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
This one's from Toy Stories 3. Gosh, I love this. I really do love this photo. It's so crisp and it's just
Adorable.
What line did they come out with new versions of the mini puffs?
I don't
Nope.
know.
Articulated too, right? Doesn't
Is
look like there's some.
If anything, that might be what are the Neandroids?
Oh, okay.
I don't know though. I have no idea.
I want it.
Yeah,
Anyway, I look at it,
right?
I want it.
I do too.
Come home, number 24. Come home.
And this one, I also picked. Oh gosh, this was who was it?
A mystery.
Yeah, this one was someone. I'll figure it out. But I love Ultraman.
If you're watching, comment.
Yeah. It's a cool shot. I love
It
seeing
is
all
fun.
these. Oh,
Yeah.
I just no, the smaller buildings with the larger character. Like I don't know. I'm losing my ability to speak. I'm sorry.
No, we're almost getting to that witching hour.
It is the witching hour, Blaine. This is what happens to us as we have our wonderful conversations, and then yes.
No chewing. Can I ask you to pull up this slide because there's something that's popping up in my background that I need to fix. That I need to get off.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yep, I'm on it.
You're good. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, everyone.
All right. So you got the slideshows, Chewy, because I can also do that for you if you want.
It has not been updated.
Oh.
Um.
By the way,
So we need a
Steve
new
Mar-
hashtag for next month. What's that? Steve Morrow.
Yeah, comment.
That's true. You can buy organic groceries. You can do a lot of different things with all that toy money. Invest
I don't know
into your
that life.
401k.
Let's see.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Do you have it or?
Yeah. Wait.
All right.
Jump into number 10. Okay.
Yeah, just jump to slide 14.
Which would be number 10. Right? Yep. Am I right?
Nope, just hashtag. Or I can do it.
Oh, am I on the wrong slide? 14. Oh, my bad. Here it is. Okay. Is it up?
Is it not up?
No, I don't see it.
Oh, my bad. Hang on a second.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Chris
Look at
walks
us.
away.
We were far more professional. There were different times.
All right, go full screen. Thank you. Here we go.
All right.
We're going with TPC_Valentine's. This will be the hashtag used for all of the month of February. You can use it as a theme, or it's just letters. Just tag your photos. We're gonna take a look at it. Tag Toy Daddies on Instagram, so we can keep better track of it, and go have some fun.
Sweet.
Awesome.
What is it? Wade Crease. Oh, let's see. Local Lou, the doll popped up, but he didn't want to scream. Or 78 points. Was that a confession to porn bots attacking Toy Five? Oh my god. And then wait, let's see. LO, new fig's gonna be packed with food accessories. Marvel Legends in a box of mac and cheese. Ridiculous. Too funny.
Awesome. Let's jump
man.
to slide 10 or number 10.
Okie dokie.
There he is.
There's no feature,
All
right?
Back, everyone. Oh, I thought I hid these.
Boom! We're into photo mode. There we go. It'll
There
be
we
smooth sailing from here, Blaine.
Boom.
So this was one of the photos that I sent in as a nominator because so this is Devious Collector. Guess what, Blaine? These figures are in Egypt.
It's pretty cool.
That's
what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was figuring.
Yeah.
Hell of a dio.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So man, I love the framing of this too with both the versions of I love the just again with the pyramid in the back. I don't want to take all the compliments. So, but yes, this is awesome. Blaine, anything jumping out to you?
Yeah. Do we know if the photographer was just visiting on vacation or is the photographer from Egypt?
Traveling. So
Traveling,
right
that's
now,
so
if you
cool.
go check out their account, I want to say it was a Miles Morales in the Bahamas. Like there's a lot of figures,
wow.
a lot of destinations right now. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, I like how much sense this one makes then. Like not just that they took an action figure around the world, but that specifically it's based on an Egyptian storyline. Very cool.
All right, now I'm back.
Hey, Chris. So look,
can I just interject with a Toy Daddy story?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Yimbo. The reason I had to leave was because
porn bots.
Yes, that and always porn bots. But the smoke detector battery thing went off. And I was like, where is this? Where is it? And it happened to be in my kid's room, of course. So I had to take it down. And then I came back on the stream. And then guess what? Another one went off.
Jeez.
So then I had to try to find that one. So I guess I think I've changed all the batteries. Toy Daddy responsibilities, everyone.
There you go.
In the meantime, he threw them all into his backyard.
Yes. Didn't even replace the batteries.
So Chris, we were just saying, man, that this was taken in Egypt. How cool! And again, as a fellow international toy photographer, with bringing Laserman to Cuba, I thought you would appreciate the
Yeah, no, definitely.
all of it. Yeah.
This is awesome. I mean, the scale, the thought of how these figures would scale with the pyramid in the background, that's perfect, really. And I wish I could have been there to be like, oh, I want to see if there were people around, if the tour group had already passed by them, or if everyone's like, all right, yeah, let's do the moonshot now. This is great.
Yeah, man. So do we have answers?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. And while you're pulling those up, Local Lou said he thought you got taken by the doll. Your doll snatched.
And he's a little disappointed that
So
it wasn't the doll.
It wasn't the doll. So Devia says, I recently planned a trip to Egypt, my home country. I've traveled with my action figures before and enjoyed taking content in different places. This time around, I figured it would be super cool to bring my Moon Knight figure since he's a character with Egyptian roots, and I would be visiting the pyramids. I traveled around the pyramids with a camel and a tour guide. That's awesome. Looking for the most ideal spots to snap some pictures. I located a perfect spot with the sun high in the background, as well as the largest pyramid in the back. I found some high ground with rocks and was able to put the figures up, snap the perfect photo. It took a couple tries, but I eventually was able to snap a good shot with the scenery in the background and some museum-type poses. What's making me happy in the Toy Pick community right now is simply becoming more involved with it. It's a great community with so much creativity, personalization, and friendliness. I found a lot of inspiration. I've learned a lot of neat tricks for content and poses, and I've developed some good relationships. Being featured in the TPC is a great example of that. My efforts were noticed and the community rooted for me. I love how the community comes together and allows people to share their creative ideas through toys. Absolutely.
So cool.
Congratulations. Loving it. And again, it's caught my eye immediately. So happy that it cracked the top 10. And here we go. With
Number 9.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Well, Blaine, I always like to defer to the guest, but I also don't want to put you on the spot. So it's up to you if something jumps out. But otherwise we'll just, is anything jumping out to anyone that wants to take the first stab at it? Literally. See? Yeah, there you go. You are on a show called the Toy Daddies.
Nice. You did it.
I like anytime I see a well done photo like desaturated, because I try and it looks terrible every time. I don't get how grayscale works. I guess I should go back and get a job in art or something. But that's what pops out to me. I just love kind of, and with the vignette, it kind of has like an antique look to it.
Yes. I am surprised the posing they got from Wang, the tiger guy. He's really hard to pose because he's so stiff, but man, both poses really add dynamics to the photo. So
yeah, I'm a big fan of even just like, I know it's probably digital with the additions of like the birds in the back, but I love their placement, and again adding to the framing of the two in the image.
It's a very nice touch.
Captivating. As Sequential Plastic says, crazy shot, just gorgeous. 1/6 shooter. This is fantastic. And he said, man, this was only number 9.
Yeah.
So there you go, Lord. What is it? Bobasaurus. Lord Bobasaurus. Sir Trevor saying you deserved higher up the ladder. There you go.
Wait, great. Hysterical, man. Wang sometimes stiff.
I didn't say it. I just want everyone to know.
All behavior. So thank you, Wade.
I mean, I knew when I said it, I was like, oh God.
That was the next t-shirt.
Please do that. Well, we do have answers. Yo, that's so cool. Sounds great. The story behind the image, split the bounty. Is Mando and another bounty hunter in my mind? Are they in competition? Are they allies? It's up for you to decide. I love the samurai theme plus the sci-fi fantasy elements. Using Tamashii Nation's Mando and Maestro Union's Blade Master was an awesome combo in my head, and I had to put them together in a scene. What's making me happy right now in the toy community is that there's so much inspiration amongst all the artists. Everyone is great at something, and that something can't be replicated by anyone else. And that positivity goes a long way. Awesome.
Very cool. And yeah, there we go. Ooh, dope shot mixing figures is always fun, even black and white. No Fate. What is that? Mauricio? Really like this. Reminds me of Akira. What is it? Kurosawa movies or those samurai photos from the 1800s. That's awesome. Wade, was it my unofficial shot? I got thank you, Wade. Thank you. And yeah, Trevor's just going for it. Hashtag Team Heat, Trev.
Hashtag how stiff Wang, I guess. Yeah, it's only 2 minutes away from 11, so it's about to go off the rails, I guess.
Blaine, there was another nice stretch of time where Dick Grayson jokes were made, a lot of Woody jokes from Toy Story. Okay, we don't shy away from stiff wings.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
Oh God, too funny. All right, I forgot I'm controlling the slideshow. Here we go. Number 8.
Number 8.
Move on.
Oh, Olivier Mortier.
He's so great.
He's on fire lately, posting like
Yeah.
multiple times a day with this is a Back to the Future shop, but normally his bread and butter is Disney photos,
Disney.
either
Oh,
in his
wow.
home or in the wild.
Hey, I see NECA.
That is a NECA. I'm actually like, I'm trying to figure out what the clock is. Like, is that a? Should we hear the story first? Is this like a real like grandfather clock or something?
That's a great, yeah. I bet it is. But Chris,
Yeah.
you have
I think
answers,
it
so
might
that's
be.
we could throw that in. It's a wonderful.
We get to find out, guys.
Oh yeah.
We get to that's my like. It's very clear, and if it is digital, I'm shocked. But it's very clear that it's not digital, and
Yeah.
I'm just like that. You found such a perfectly sized clock. And
Isn't
that
it?
it's like, and it's backlit, but you can see the figure perfectly. Yeah, good job.
Did you like were you involved in any of the Back to the Future stuff? Just out of curiosity. I'm
nope.
sorry. I should have looked at my boxes. I'm sorry.
No. Totally fine. Back to the Future was in post production when I
Gotcha. Okay.
started. But
Okay.
it's not. We don't actually call it post production, but it was before it came out. But it was already
fair. I got it. I got you. I just have to ask.
Yeah.
But man, this is just amazing. All right, I'm more curious about that because we know that this is like a stunning shot. This is so cool. Chris, lay it on us, man.
Well, before we move on, Rabbit Hammer Yimbo loves to talk about his 12-inch Peter Parker.
No, that's Machu. I have a 12-inch Wade. It's
12-inch base.
Oh my god, I know. We were just like honing it in, and then sorry. Okay. What's the story behind your photos? Hello, Toy Daddies. I'd given my wife a large clock. I hung it on the living room wall. One Sunday morning while she was sleeping, I unhooked her clock, and I quickly left to take the photo before she woke up. I wanted to recall that mythical scene from Back to the Future. I deliberately set the time to match the scene in the film. Oh man, that's brilliant. It took me a while, but unfortunately my wife woke up. When she came into the living room, she saw that her clock was gone. She immediately screamed, and I laughed like a child.
Oh.
What's making you happy in the toy community right now? What makes me happy is that I see a lot of photographers progressing and their photos becoming better than before. That's so nice.
Everybody's like, what is making me happy is about like other people in the community.
Yes.
That's really nice.
Yes. I'm just saying we do this every week, and it's a feel good for us and for everybody. So,
that's awesome.
Whenever you want to come on, or just hang out.
Yeah. Whenever I need to feel happy,
dude. It really is so genuinely like when we started this, like hitting this question and hearing the different variations of the same, like similar sentiments, like it literally at the end of every show, like my cheeks hurt from smiling so much. It's just so nice that, it just shows the best of humanity, like when we're pulling for each other,
That's awesome.
So, sorry. It's just... Oh, me again. Sorry, Chris. There we go.
You know what? I'm going to take you off.
Taking the duties away.
And I'm just going to put it back on. Let's go.
First strike's fix.
I'm the worst. All right.
No, you're the best, Yimbo.
You're the best Yimbo there is.
I want you to be you, and then me to just move it along.
Fair. Well,
man.
Oh no, this is our boy Josh. First Strike Figs, an insane account.
Did you see the photo he dropped today? I was like, oh god, I just nominated this one. I gotta nominate that one.
Every single one he puts up is ridiculous.
So did you know that one of his goals, he posted a picture of his goals for the year, and his number one goal is to come in first in the top 10. So
he's gonna get there. He'll definitely get there sometime.
Yeah, and now is that from NECA? Is that a Back to the Future hoverboard that I'm looking at? Leo on?
Oh, I can't tell because I'm on a phone screen and I have really bad eyes. But it's pink, so it might be. It might be the not Mattel hoverboard.
I think it is.
Right. That's so cool.
But not Mattel.
I love an action shot.
So Blaine, you as a collector, I know you dabble outside of just like your company.
Mhm.
Did you screw around with any like where I know it's more? Well, I don't know. Did you go into any kind of turtle stuff? Do you ever mess with any of the third party figures that are out there?
No, I did buy a couple of the Playmates recreations, like from the old style. And then one of my friends, Kyle, designs for Super 7. So I've got to handle some of the Super 7 Ultimates.
Yeah.
But Turtles for me was mostly the movie. I watched the cartoon and I enjoyed it, but the movies the first two movies really resonated with me. And we make the movie figures.
Yeah, right. No.
And we make them really good. So
you never had to mess around with the not Leo.
Yeah, so I don't have to mess around with the other ones.
Gotcha.
I handled another one, the Best Action.
Yeah.
One of those just for, I guess R&D.
Right.
So yeah, but no, I haven't really purchased aside from the Playmates, and they were even the movie recreation because I loved those stupid, ridiculous toys from the 90s.
Yeah.
The big spots.
I'm super interested in the Motu crossover turtles.
Did you get those yet? Did you?
I won them. They haven't shipped them out to me.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I can't wait to see those. Like what you do at the end.
We have shoot. So No Fate. He goes, the perfect crossover. First Strike killed it with this one. And then let's see. It's okay. Local Lou does confirm it is the NECA board. So there you go. Awesome. But yeah, I just love the composition of this. All of the details. I would love to know about that cabin in the back. Because again, Josh is very good with both practical and digital stuff. So I'm wondering if it is a blend or if if it's a digirama.
We find out.
All right, let's do it.
Well, I just wanted to do a fun winter scene, and I hadn't busted out Spring, which is the turtle Spring, for a shot in a while. Figured he'd be cool on a snowboard, but I didn't have a snowboard, so I had to settle with a hoverboard. I kept it simple using a blue background and a tree from our boy Sequential Plastic, Zach. And some rock dio pieces, as well as some photoshopped snow and a house.
Nice.
A soul blend.
And boom, Bob's your uncle. What do you like toy pick community right now? The variety. There's a little something for everyone. Josh, wow. Man, your stuff just kills it every single time. Today's photo was awesome. Was that Dark Knight and Spider-Man one? Oh, so good.
That's right. That's okay. I saw that at lunch. I was like, oh.
I know.
Marky figured wood, said such a good shot. Josh is constantly on fire. It's absolutely. And what do you say? Oh, it looks like a Lego. Looks like I can see what you're saying, but I think I was interpreting it more. Let me blow this up as more of just like, I don't know, old timey kind of wood board. I know what you're saying, but
gosh, you did a great job with this. Wow,
sequential tree.
All right,
let's
move on to number. Paul Brown.
This is neat.
Are you a big Spider-Man fan, Blaine?
I do like Spider-Man. It's one of my. I actually was big into the animated series. That was kind of like my big introduction into Spider-Man specifically.
Yeah, not you're talking mid '90s, like
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was a great one.
Yep.
I know that's the one I go to too, but there were other just gotta check.
I enjoyed the older
Unlimited. Clearly, that's the one everyone refers back to.
Amazing Friends. Yeah,
I loved Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I got
good.
the 3-pack set. I love it.
That's a great set, right?
going to this shot, guys. Are those the arms from probably the third party one, Doc?
Yeah, they definitely are.
And what a great usage of that, because that's definitely a really crazy, awesome dio that Paul Brown has. I'm loving that like just being able to go through the window there. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I love all those specks in the air too.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, he did have some answers.
Yeah.
He wanted to try. I wanted to try and create a drama with only the arms from Doc Ock. I will hopefully be posting several more photos with this theme in the near future. The dio pieces are something I made a while ago and definitely do not use enough. What's making me happy right now? I simply enjoy the relationships that are built day to day and the willingness to help each other no matter what the experience level.
I'm looking at this picture a little like just I'm especially now that I heard that he made that. Like there's the wood like window frames that are built in like around those windows. That's so clutch.
Yeah.
And I love even again just the posing and the arm, like it's just wrapped around Miles perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so good.
That's great.
As Zach says, Paul kills it time and time again.
Yeah, that's so good. All right, well, congratulations, Paul Brown 12.
Number 5.
Here we go.
Oh, it's our boy Zach. Hey Zach, sequential plastic. Oh, Blaine, what comes to mind when you see this?
I mean, it was instant when I looked at this on like the actual post on Instagram. It was like instant nostalgia, and my very first reaction was, "Where is there a Gumby action figure?"
Yes.
So
a Rambo Gumby action figure.
I want a Gumby action figure now. Like I freaking love Gumby.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here
And is
first,
there a
folks.
Pokey?
There'll be NECA Ultimate Gumby coming in the future.
Allegedly.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, but no, Blade, you're totally right, dude. I had growing up the what was the pony's name?
Pokey.
Blanket.
Pokey.
Okay. But they're tiny little like bendy guys.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's so hard to think of. It's like so many toys have been made, so it's been really hard the last few weeks when we get asked like, "Oh, what do you want to see?" It's like, "Oh, I like everything has at least had an action figure, right?" But no, this like a full blown accessory like packed Gumby figure would be sick.
True. I also want to know, like, I mean, hopefully they say it in story, or I'm just gonna have to Google what figure this is. But like, not only is there a Gumby figure, this face, like this expression,
yes,
is so specific and fits the photo so well that like Hal did. Yeah.
Well, Zach is amazing, and I do have lots of great answers, and he is so ridiculously that it's not just the creativity, because it's also then the talent. Like he's able to do so much to bring these pictures to life. So here we go. What an honor to be in the top 10, dude. As again, you deserve it every time. It's always a thrill. The idea for this shot has been in my head for over a year, but I kind of got away from shooting Gumby, so it always stayed on the back burner. One day, out of the blue, Sully, aka Not a Bird, requested a Gumby shot, and this idea immediately came back to me. So this shot was 100% for Sully, and if no one else had liked it except him, I would have been happy. But as it turns out, it's my most liked photo on my page.
Wow.
And Toy Father nominated it, and it placed 5th in the top 10. I was definitely not expecting that. Gumbo is a star. Gumbo, love it. And then what's making Zach happy? He says, and Toy Father and Chewy and the Toy Pick community and Behind the Plastic and everyone in this amazing community. I know it gets said often, but it's true. This community is unlike any other. Sure, IG has its issues, but it also allows us to come together and play. If you're worried about reach and all that, turn it around. Be the person that gets reached, meaning support other amazing artists out there, leave comments, interact, make friends, build relationships. Making friends through this hobby is 100% more gratifying than a high like or follower count. We do this for the love of it, not the glory. Thanks again to everyone for all the love, and be on the lookout first for Gumbo's next appearance in First Clay Part 2.
Oh my
Amazing.
god.
I was trying to
Amazing.
think, what is a clay version of First Bloods? Like, what could what could replace Bloods?
First clay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gotta be.
well said, Zach. That's probably the best articulated speech or way of saying like likes don't matter. It's if you really start thinking that way, then you're not going to enjoy this hobby. You're not going to enjoy the wonderful community that's out there. So be a supporter for everyone else. Like go out there and sometimes you don't have time. I get it, but even liking that one photo, that one day, that 1 minute that you get to go on Instagram and then putting a nice comment makes at least one person's day. So
Yeah. The last week I was sparsely posting just with time because I do feel bad about like if I can't get my comments out there, just like sharing my love of people's photos or getting to reply but just so people know, even if I haven't responded and it takes me like a week to get back, when I see that, like that comment means so much from, like it's a wonderful thing. So again, I just, for me, I just like to support without looking for anything in return. And that's what keeps a smile on my face, is just trying to spread smiles on other people.
yes.
That makes sense, right? Okay.
You got it, buddy.
It's witching hour. All right. First mold, Digs Figs. What's up, Ryan?
Solid.
All right, let's move on to number
4.
No Fate Figures.
Ooh.
This photo. Oof.
Yeah.
Damn. So, Blaine, you're an X-Men fan.
X-Men
I'm
Innovated.
Yeah, I'm such an X-Men fan, and this one is just, I mean, look at it. It's just so good. Like it's like a scene from like an X-Men comic,
Yep.
So yeah. I'm so sad that I don't have like better ways to compliment it. It's just
it's a comic panel.
It's good.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of the trading cards, like the type of artwork you would see there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so true. I'm super digging the red on Cyclops' shoulder off of the optic blast. I love the look of the
little
all of
details.
the effects in this are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
The Nightcrawler. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we're gonna have some answers, but I also want to throw out the fact that like this, I think, is another combo because you have I'm pretty sure the ubiquitous diorama.
Oh yeah.
And then you have what I'm assuming is the HasLab Sentinel,
HasLab.
right? With Willis. So then
I thought it was forced perspective.
Oh.
But you're right, because I can't tell, and this is actually like a compliment. The effects and the photo, like everything looks the same, so it doesn't look like the special effects were superimposed on top of a toy photo. The figures themselves almost have this like comic booky, which I'm sure he did in post, this like comic booky look to them.
Yeah. See, you know what else caught my eye too is when I realized at some point over doing this show that people will use the alternate heads of the Sentinel, right? Like as extra pieces in their shots. So like I'm assuming that's the disaster, right? The destroyed one, but then the fresh, clean one. Oh, just that's not a full figure, right? Probably just boop, the extra head sculpt in the back there.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, no Fate, dude, so good. Let me just see if I have some answers. Here we go. Yes, we do. Here we go. So my picture is part of a collaboration themed epic battle and was inspired by a comic book panel. There you go. I set out to create a shot where the character's powers illuminated the scene. The background was AI generated. Oh, all right. And put on a screen behind. I arranged the figures to create a sense of depth, leading the eye through the action. I also love this modular diorama that I can break down and rebuild as needed. The final image is a composite of dozens of photos, each with different lighting paths, which I layered in Photoshop to create the final look. And a bunch of power effects on top, of course. It was one of my most fun but frustrating and challenging shots for sure. Blaine, you ever set up something to that extent? Like, I know I haven't gone to that deep with all of the layers. I'm not saying you haven't. I just know I have.
Digitally, I mean, I've done like layers like that to get the right lighting and stuff. I've set one like large scale photo up, but yeah, no, not the combination of setting up a large scale photo shoot and then on top of that taking a million photos of it. I can't imagine how long this took.
Jeez. Yeah, this is fantastic.
But don't use AI. That's my Blainer thing for the night.
That has been a point obviously here, but we'll get to that. That'll be another little maybe we'll get to that later. Question 2. One of the things that I love most about the toy community is the sense of camaraderie and support. I've been photographing my toys for years, but I've never met so many passionate and talented people who share my interest. Everyone has been so welcoming and encouraging, and I'm grateful to share my work with them. Oh, that's so great. So No Fate Figures, thank you so much. Wonderful job. Seriously, this is crazy.
Number 3.
Oh, Shouldn't Run, man. This gets me every time.
Yeah.
What a silly mashup.
It's perfect. It really
It's so
is.
Alf.
By the way, did you have anything to do with Alf or the Comic Con? Because I got that Comic Con exclusive, and it is.
I love this figure. It's a great figure.
The figure's amazing, and Tom Gwynn, who digitally sculpted it, is a big Alf fan, and has a lot of great ideas. So the
cat sandwich accessory, best.
Yep. I did not work on this or the Comic-Con exclusive, but our future Alfs. I did the Alf Toonies.
Oh, nice.
And then we have some other stuff coming that I was very happy to work on just because it's fun. Look at the picture.
Right.
It's fun. Alf is just fun.
Well, I was blown away on the Comic-Con exclusive when I realized that it wasn't just an articulated jaw, but it was given like that little bit of side wiggle too to get even that more of his personality out there.
Yep.
Chewy, what jumps out to you here? What are you enjoying about this?
Oh, I just love the mashup. Just the comment of it made me smile. All of last year, I chose family photos that made me laugh or bright joy and that. But it's a great combination. They did a great job mixing it together.
Yeah, man. So I'm have some answers here. So here we go. Okay. So all right. He took the inspiration from a cosplayer named Martin Refer. So there's an Instagram account that I might bring up in a second. So he said, that's a guy, I like this concept, and asked him and I asked him if he wouldn't mind if I take a toy pick based on it. I love it because it was a perfect match of everything 80s. Oh my God, I do have to open this account. It's awesome. About the second point, I believe that my collab groups are making him happy. It's what keeps me coming back to Instagram. The algorithm and lack of engagement of followers tends to demotivate me, but my collab groups is from where I get the fun stuff. That's what we're talking about. Like, that's where we derive our fun. But yeah, let me see if I can get this account up, because this is a real life. We're about to see a real life person wearing this getup. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Oh my! I got you, bro.
Oh, you already have it up? Okay.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yep. There you go. So I'm presuming that somewhere on that page is also right. Like oh, yep. There it is. Oh my God. Scroll down a little more. There's the He-Man.
Oh, the Evil Lynn movie figure.
How far down do I have to go? Oh, okay.
No, that's it. There we go. As No Fate says, so extra 80s. Oh, I love it. I love it. Totally 80s Alf is coming per Best Buy listing. Oh, Messi said this is perfect. Definitely my new screensaver. He Alf. Oh, this is too great. Local Lou says he needs an Alf in a spacesuit. Yeah, this is so great. So Shinra, congratulations, man. It was so great seeing you show up at number 3. And away we go. I'm not clicking, Chris. Hour away.
Figured wood. Awesome.
NECA.
I see NECA.
Oh man. Well, who wants to kick things off? There's a lot of just awesomeness here. Anybody?
I mean, with the Fury, whatever, crocodile.
Not Leatherheads.
Well, always wanted to see this mashup with this figure with other turtles. So this was great, and there's so much going on here. So I'll just leave it at that one.
I love the light. Anytime I see artists and toy photographers do that kind of like that hazy, heavenly light, it just baffles me. I try all the time. I've tried like aerosol. I've tried filters. I can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So when I see it, I'm very envious, and composite wise, it's really well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like looking at the side detail, like jammed into the shoulder. I'm digging all of the posing. I really like. Is that oh, Mikey's getting slammed, right? He's getting the rock bottom
stomped out. Yeah.
But I mean, look, like I'm gonna just shout out the chat here, because literally, look, we have people going nuts for this photo. It is amazing. Figure Wood, seriously, tremendous job. I'm very curious now to see some of the detail. It's always interesting, Blaine, when we find out, and as you're experiencing now, because it's a little silly, but like we like to speculate, and then we then we read the comments and learn. Like this is all new to me at this moment.
Sure.
So here we go.
Wait, hold on. The thing that I just keep looking at is
Yeah.
the diorama, and just thinking that Figured Wood just has this type of set at his disposal. It's so cool.
Yeah. And there he goes. Mark is in the chat. He said he puts a big 40-watt light in the back for the light. All right. Yeah, I haven't mastered that either, Blaine. It's tough.
It's tough. When they do it right, it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I think the trick is bigger lights. I think we need to get the bigger sizes than the simple Ulanzi or the Loom cubes.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. All right, so here we go. So my shot. There's another one, part of the epic battles with buddies in the Toy Syndicate. The only requirement was a fight with 4 or more figures. Sounded like a great opportunity for TMNT to show up. Everything is shot is really there. The dio was about 3 feet deep of real tree branches glued to some plywood, some blue cellophane for water, lots of moss and dirt, blue poster board for sky. I'll send you a pic, which I have. Big 40-watt light in the back and some fog and atmosphere gave the light effect. This took forever. One of my longest setups. Oh man, I'm gonna have to quickly show you this, guys, too, because
3 feet deep diorama.
That's what I mean. You have to see the 3 feet deep.
He's playing at a different game. Like, like I'm looking at my setup. It might go 18 inches.
Yeah, that's pretty much mine.
Yeah.
Well, here is we get the rest of the answers. Boom. That's the setup. If you want to throw that up there. Bam. All right. So then what's making me happy in the community right now is my friends. So many friends. It's great. And it's awesome to see them get recognized. Oh, he was so close to first place. He was, only 2,200 likes behind. See, this is what I'm reading the answers live. Unless they change their minds, I should be Mezco's Collector Spotlight this Friday. If people want to see my collection, they can check that out. That's awesome, Marky. Very cool. So that's going to be with awesome. Mezco's Collector Spotlight. But man, you killed this. Amazing. And as Zach said, Marky, you show off.
Also, I like this comment. All this creativity from an accountant, Mark. I'm in finance too.
Sorry, didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
And here we go, Blaine. Thank you again. Oh, I'm going to keep thanking you, but this is our number 1 photo from last Friday.
Number 1.
Oh, wow. Hey, is it Taban Boys? Taban?
Taban Toys.
We do our best. We try. Taban Toys. Taban. All right. I love this shot, but who wants to go?
I mean, I just have questions. How did he do that Sandman?
Exactly. I just have questions. I just want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously assuming it had to be. It has to be layered, right, to get the sand. I'm sure he or she or they actually like exploded some sand to get that effect because it's way too realistic looking. But I can't pinpoint that Sandman, so
Hot toy? Could it be a hot toy base?
But
I don't
then-
know. Like,
It's Loco says it.
oh, it is okay.
Oh.
Wow. So it's a Sandman. It's a Hot Toys base for Sandman,
Yes,
and then the figures 1/12 scale.
that's got to
make it
be a
even.
legend. I think that's the final suit one. I think that's the final suit Spidey. If I'm
That-
not
I don't think that
mistaken.
came out yet, did it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh, really?
No,
The final
not
suit?
the figure arts. I think it's the Legends Tom, the new Tom, the one you
Oh.
just gave away.
Oh,
The one you-
the legend.
Yeah,
I thought you
the
meant that was a hot toy.
No, I think that this is like this is recreating that fight from the third movie where he's so just massive, or in the video game when he's a
This
gigantic.
The Hot Toys that this is referring to is actually from Spider-Man 3.
Mhm.
So this is an old base, I would
Yeah.
assume. Yeah, and
Oh,
then
it
you
is. You're
drop
right.
the Legends figure right on there. Like, I mean, that was my impression. I'm very curious about the stuff, and I think we do have answers. But yeah, Zach said an unbeatable shot. Wade create it's magic probably. Local Loof, it was for the black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Wade create that did not help with my pronunciation, for the record. So man, the black suit Hot Toys, interesting.
Yeah, I want that base. Now I want that base.
Damn. All right. So let me eBay, right? that's the other part of where, as much as we try to talk about staying in lanes, we also enable the crap out of each other.
Well, I'm looking at the picture and I'm looking at the base, and yeah, it's. I agree with the person that said it's magic because this picture makes it look incredible.
So Teb, we have some extra goodies too that I need to show up here because this is gonna be epic. Rolling for a treat. Hang on.
Is it cake?
It's another behind the scenes picture. But here's the thing. I was doing this, right? Like when you guys were talking about the sands, and oh my god, I was just screwing around. But here we go.
Are you sharing something or?
Yep. Throw it
Okay.
up. It was thrown.
Wow.
That's cool.
Amazing. Oh man.
That's
Hell yeah. Oh,
Winner,
my
winner
God.
right here. Incredible work.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so these answers, here we go. At first, it was a bit complex to develop it since I started doing the scene from inside my house, but I didn't like the results. So later, I made the decision to leave my house and do it outside. Near where I lived, there was a building construction, and there was a lot of sand around it, a perfect place for the shot. Then came the most complicated part, generating the splash of sand to make it look as impressive and natural as possible. At a considerable distance, I set my camera and set it to 10 seconds per shot while trying to throw fists of sand to the figure to generate that dynamism. Right? I'm getting there.
Yeah.
And then what's making Seb happy is what's making me happy. The world are the results you get after the shots. Also, the freedom to express whatever you want. Woo! Killed it. Killed it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Congratulations. This is a hell of a top 10. Blaine, thank you. I got to tell you, I keep thanking you. Man, so cool.
I didn't do any of it.
Well, I meant with your time and all that. Chewy, are we doing a fast pass?
If you'd like to, give me a hashtag.
Oh God, there's so many funny things there.
Stiff wang.
The pie cakin. Hashtag pie cakin.
Oh, pie cake's good one.
How you spell wang? Hey, what's up here?
So Blaine, what we do here, unless Chewy, you want to do it because you do it better than I do, the explanation.
Yeah, absolutely. People in the chat, if you'd like a opportunity to win a Fast Pass feature on the Toy Pick Community Instagram page, so then could be featured in the top 10 in a future week, please enter the hashtag into the chat. Hashtag stiff wing.
I'm just saying it is WENG, but that's
Is it?
fine.
I was going by someone spelling it in the chat. All right, well.
It's too late now. There's already an entry.
This is a special Toy Daddy version. I'm not copying it anymore.
Yeah, this makes it special.
Yeah.
This makes
will
it
be
a very special wing.
This is the Legion's Con exclusive tee.
Oh man.
Oh, this has been.
But and also, if you're not really a photographer, but you're watching, but you know of a photographer, your friends, admirer, whatever, you can also pass it forward as well.
Mm-hmm. While these are coming in, I will quickly remind everybody, if you haven't, so this past weekend, I got to do a Royal Rumble watch along, which was a lot of fun with Chewy and Machu and why am I blanking on names? Help me, Chewy. You were there
from the Infinity Equation.
Oh, God,
we have Cal the Collector, friend of the show.
Cal the Collector. This is literally. I'm sorry, Blaine. This is now beyond the witching hour. So
this is like 4 hours past my bedtime.
Yeah, I know. So we had a blast. Again, Dante, Cal, I'm so sorry. This is just, but we had such a fun time. So if you missed the Rumble and wanted to catch up, you can always watch us with our commentary or listen to us with our commentary while watching the Rumble. This tonight, Wednesday, before we went on, Between Two Sentinels had on Go Figure Go. So it's a Miguel. So I can't wait to go back and catch that tomorrow. No Toy Talk this week because you were on vacation.
Yep. But we're going to be reviewing Daredevil on Monday.
Are you doing the director's cut?
So we were trying to find it. I gotta see if it's out there. The director's cut is hard to find on streaming.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I own the DVD. I'm so happy.
I know. We're talking about.
Wait, did you ever move your physical media, or did you hang on to it like all of the toy collecting that we do?
I know, right? I've whittled it down. I just do. I just buy physical when it's like an anniversary piece, like Steelbook or something. That's more of like a collectible. Otherwise, I'm all digital now.
Yeah, no, I know. I was
to make more room for toys.
Exactly. Well, that's all of us at this point.
I remember living in Boston and going to Newbury Comics to sell I think I did it like 3 times, just like an office box worth of DVDs, but just to make space. But then there was like an equivalent, like 3 office boxes worth of toys in my closet in my 400 square foot apartment, being like, yeah, this all makes sense.
Yep. Sounds about right.
So Blade, what are the things, it comes up occasionally, especially in, when there was that initial, maybe it was when Meta launched a bunch of AI stuff, but that question would come up and we would, we just, again, talk about, because I feel like we can't shut anything away. We have to be open to ideas. But I know somebody like Trevor has made a really great point that like AI generated, like if it's, I think he said 20%. What was that the percentage that he was cool with? Like, and again, Trevor, I feel like is like a master photographer. So like if he's cool with 20%, I'm okay with it too. But
that's the rule that we'll stick
right. This is our Sir Trevor rule.
20 rule.
The Trevor
rule. Right, Trev? Is that, you could confirm, was it 20% or was it less? No, it was 20. It could be less. But anyway, you had a stance. So you're an artist. You literally draw the things.
Me? Opinionated?
No, so I mean, I think at the end of the day, as artists, we don't want formulas taking our work. Right? Like, it's at the bottom line.
That's what it is. And as someone who, when I do toy photography, I do a lot of digital, I will just pull like stock images for background a lot. Like I don't sit there and draw my own backgrounds, but the difference between that and AI, at least in my opinion, is, if you want to feature other people's art or use other people's art in your art, that's one thing because you are in a way giving credit or paying homage. Like if I don't know who the artist is, I obviously can't tag them or whatever.
Right.
But you're not using a company that you have to pay for. You're giving them money to use a machine to steal a bunch of other art and make it something different. I think that's the big thing. And there are tools that make it great, and it's a great idea, but we are human beings, so anytime we have a great idea, we have to rip it apart and throw it back at people. So it's like what we do. So, you know, if we could find a way for people, you know, just like Shutterstock and what was the other one that is like all free? You know, there are sites where people give permission to use their photography or their drawings or, you know, whatever form of art. And I think that we could easily get to a place where, you know, AI can be generated from public domain art. And if we're not at that point, well, then we maybe shouldn't be using it yet. That's all. That's
valid. That's a valid point. I mean, we literally have, I see his name in the chat again, but Pablo Lopez. Pablo is such a talented toy photographer. The man will paint his own backdrops.
It's amazing.
For his I can't. Like the loads of talent. It's just unbelievable. You know what I mean? So yes, it's appreciating just the human effort that goes into everything that we do.
Yeah.
Here we go. Trevor says, I use it for backgrounds, and yes, I try to only show about 20%. See, it's 20% rule. If I don't use stock, but I don't like it as a replacement for humans. Paid for stock, that is. So Jurassic Jesse's in the chat. What's up, Jurassic Jesse? So did I miss all the NECA reveals from Blaine? We squeezed about as much as we could out of them. We put the screws to them. We were really
You missed all of it. You missed the full Haulathon 2024 lineup.
Oh yeah. One six shooter said Shutterstock actually offers an AI service for generating images. All right. And Messi said, birthday boy, hey, I need your help with the toy pick. Do you think if I tell you the characters, you could help me come up with an idea for a shot? This could be a fun final thing. Yes, of course. Give us the characters. We'll talk about it here. We'll draw the fast pass and take it home. So give us those characters, Messi. Which characters are you cooking up?
All right. You want me to click the button?
Yeah, and while that's happening, don't forget Wade Create reminding us, #WeAreBanksy. Art is art. That's one of our also running jokes, that toy photography, Blaine, is still very much an underground art form like graffiti was back in the 80s. Like we are growing. It's nice that companies are noticing and that, you know, like this, it is continuing in the last 4 years. It's definitely gained a lot of traction. But yeah, we're still small. So we got to just keep pressing along. But yeah, we're Banksy. That's our joke.
All right, hitting the button.
And don't forget, Messi, while this is beep boop bop bop. There we go. There's our characters.
Oh.
Yay! All right. Tmnt 1987. Hey, Zach behind the plastic, Jay. He doesn't miss when he gets to pass along some features. So I'm looking forward to whether it's his own or picking someone else to feature. Like, the man's got a great eye. So awesome. And then our quick question is, want to use the NECA movie Super Shredder and the Fiore Sword Master Wang. I don't know if I want them to fight or a team up. Their tag team name could be Shredded Wang.
And there you go. It's a wrestling themed photo. Tag team champions of the world, Shredded Wang.
Shredded
Wait,
is
anything coming to
like-
mind? Or are we all in like our brains are mush mode
No.
right now?
Now all I can think of is Lorena Bobbitt after Shredded Wang.
Oh god. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
The
Oh,
things
Lord.
that actually hung around in the news cycle before the internet.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Oh my god.
I got a great one actually. So if you
Unite my toy collectors, photographers, and more. We had some fun tonight, but we're out of pictures to explore. We thank you for your time. It was nothing but sublime. Though it's time to go to bed, don't be filled with dread. Because next week we'll be right here. Your toy daddies will appear to bring you joy and laughter every night and here on after.